Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the Nascar Craftsman Truck Series.
At Apartments.com, we go above and beyond to make renting easier on every single level. Here we go. Giving renters detailed guides on a neighborhood level, apartment community level, and unit level, allowing you to see the exact unit that you're going to be living in. But we didn't stop there. We've got renting down to the cellular level. Closer, closer. Wow. Hey, little guy. Apartments.com, the place, to find a place.
Future-proof your home and garden with AARP today. Harvest the rewards for years to come. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Brakes up! We're trapped by dishes!
Don't worry, they've got new Dawn Power Suds. It traps, locks, and removes 99% of grease, so it doesn't get passed from dish to dish.
Ooh, clean and stacked.
Like ducks in a row, new Dawn Power Suds.
Fox Saturday Baseball is back. It's Shohei Ohtani and the star-studded Dodgers take on Corey Seager and the Rangers. Or Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals take on Juan Soto and a loaded-ass lineup. Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How the hell is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great fucking day, because I sure am. Because we got NASCAR Cup Series racing from Bristol. Bristol, baby. Hi, Chester. Such a good boy.
Officer right here, there.
My favorite racetrack. Thank you.
American.
And we're live, getting you closer to the start of the race. It really is cool flying in here, Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, and you get to see the track as you come in. They've been racing here since the early 1960s, and after some rain before the truck race Friday, beautiful weather today, sunny in the 60s, really feels very comfortable. Back with the guys, we moved from Victory Lane down on the grid, as you can see here. And I know there's a lot to like about Bristol, but as a driver, there's a lot to challenge you. You just can't relax here. It really is, even though everybody loves it, it's one of the toughest places to race.
It really is. And for me, I always had to remind myself to relax and put my arm down the straightaway just briefly to get some blood flow into your hands, because you can get so caught up in just being in that grind that you can wear yourself out by gripping the steering wheel too hard, having your muscles tensed up. And this is a racetrack that just doesn't allow you to rest at all.
Ever. It doesn't matter if you're leading the race or you're last, because you're always going, you're always in traffic. It doesn't take but 20 laps, and if you're the leader, you're in lap traffic and have obstacles to go around. But you're right. The very first laps that I ever made this place, I pulled in. You're like, what's wrong with the car? Nothing. I'm out of breath. I was holding my breath the whole time, and eventually you just have to Kevin's point, you literally, Myers, you have to tell yourself out there, take a breath. That's the only way you can slow this place down.
Very, very demanding.
Oh, yeah, well, and the one thing they didn't mention is the load in the corners, right? I mean, like, your neck just gets exhausted at this
Where's
racetrack.
Dom? He said he'd be here. He'll be here in a few
I
minutes.
would get disoriented, and the flag stand is my reference point of which straightaway am I on? Because both corners drive a little bit different, and if you turn 3 entry is always really loose. There's a little bit of a bump getting to that gate.
I had a different headrest.
You were just disoriented.
Did you have a different headrest here? I had a little bit more padding.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
I found that you fell into this just almost this
Yeah, he'll be here
crazy
soon.
rhythm that you would just, once you felt good in the car and you knew how your car was handling, it was just such a rhythm racetrack to hit your mark.
I'm looking forward to this race today, y'all.
That PJ1 is on the bottom.
Hoping them
You can't
tires
miss the
are
bottom. You gotta put that
fucking
left front tire on
wearing.
that line. So it's very much a rhythm racetrack.
Yeah, you don't want to be disoriented. Let's check on the long shots and the favorites, and then we'll get the selections from you guys. These are the odds that have come in. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin at the top. Ryan Blaney right there. We talked about him on a short track. Christopher Bell, Joey Logano and Ty Gibbs on that list. Kyle Busch down there as well. In the long shot department, it looks like some long shots. But Jesse Love, who we talked about earlier, making his Cup debut and was in the top 10 in the Xfinity race here, showing up a little bit, along with a few other names such as Cole Custer. So our driver picks, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. And finally, after 2-0, these guys get one on the board, properly selecting Denny Hamlin last week. Yes.
Yeah,
so I guess we're going to, who goes first? We're going to let Kevin Stone, he's got the lead.
Clint goes first?
Clint's going to go first. Okay.
I'm going first?
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Denny Hamlin.
For 3 in a row.
I'm not, and this is the reason I'm not going to. I was kidding with you guys. I think this track is going to put rubber down. I think the tire wear will go away, excuse me, and I look over and I see this 5-car right on the other side of Denny Hamlin. Kyle Larson's your winner today.
Well, I'm going to go with the guy.
Yeah, Larson's my win
coming back
pick.
from break. I don't know if you could hear, but they got the most boos just now, and it's the car we're standing next to. It's Denny Hamlin. I think he gets 3 in a row today.
I just get tired of hearing Clint talk, so I'm going to go with
Comments?
Jamie, and we're going to team up on you this
I wanna
week.
see
What do you
this.
think about that?
Well, it worked last time.
That's right.
So I guess that's fair.
All right, nobody.
You got a pick?
Who
you gonna
Ford.
pick?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney. What the heck?
Okay.
All right,
I like that.
Could be.
You imagine how many
Hopefully
jokes
he's
you could
lucky
have
around.
if Jesse Love was a
Oh yeah, there'd be a lot. We'd love that. DraftKings Sportsbook is an authorized gaming operator of NASCAR this week. New customers can bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app, use promo code SPEED when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. We wish you a lot of luck. All right, Kevin and Clint, head up to the broadcast booth with Mike Joyner and Larry McReynolds. Jamie and I will be here to keep an eye on the race. Let's head over to Michael Waltrip and the grid walk. Michael.
Hey, Chris. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Did you know that this racetrack used to be called the Bristol International Raceway? So there's an international flair to this place. Did you know that, Chris?
I can't say
Comments are toxic.
How about that? How do you feel about the
Should have gotten out of his way.
Yeah, this submarine's Mustang's going to be good. I think you're going to be hanging on a lot tonight. I think it's going to be, or this afternoon, it's going to be an interesting race for sure.
I need to go that way. I'm going to talk to Danny. Yeah, head that way. Danielle, I mentioned to Chris Myers, the grid walk has an international flair today. You're from Mexico. How are you feeling about today? You having a good time so far?
I feel great, my friend. The racetrack looks amazing. Beautiful weather. A little chilly. So hopefully our good years last as long as possible because we're going to be fighting some wear here today. We're not going to be going very fast, but let's see.
Everybody says to me, don't ask me about the tires, because I don't have a clue what's going to happen, and I think that's great for... I said international. Ida Zetterstrom, NHRA star. Why aren't you in Vegas? It's NHRA is going to be on Fox right after this race.
Oh yeah, I'm part-time top fuel right now, but I'm just looking for some more partners, and I'll be out there full-time. And my next one is actually in Charlotte, and then I'll be right back here in Bristol for the race 6th to the 8th June. So looking forward to that on Thunder Valley.
She's from Sweden. I told you this was an international grid walk. Let's see who else we could find here. There's Austin Cindric. He's sitting down on the wall. Austin Cindric, did you bring your tuba with you?
No, but we brought our snap-on tools with us and we built a really fast race car.
So you snap those parts together and you're ready to roll?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll see you later.
Shut up, Syndic.
Let's see if else we can find. Chase Elliott, big Atlanta Braves fan. And the Braves are coming to play the Reds here at this place. How cool does that feel to you?
Well, I think it's awesome, especially being a Braves fan. You know, I think great opportunity, kind of meeting in the middle from Cincinnati to Atlanta. So great venue. I thought they had good success with the football game they did here. So hoping the same for the Braves game, and yeah, go Braves.
You know what? I was in the opening day Reds parade, and I felt kind of weird because I'm a Braves fan too.
Well, hey, you did that to yourself, I guess. But no, go Braves.
Go Braves. That's right. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Hey, buddy. You're making your debut in this series, and it's going to be an awesome day. Have fun. Welcome to Cup.
Thank you. How are you?
Jesse Love making his debut.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything you just said, but man, I'm looking forward to it. It's obviously a dream come true to be here, racing against my heroes, and one of my favorite racetracks. So just trying to let it all, soak it all in and take what I can get.
I'm envious. I know it's going to be a great run for you in Cup, and I'm glad it's starting here at Bristol. The next one will be easier, I promise.
Hopefully there's the next one.
Have a good time. There's Zane Smith, and he's driving my Aaron's Dream Machine. Holy cow, what a beautiful ride, Zane. How cool is it, the history of this sponsorship, and some of the folks that have driven the Aaron's car. I actually drove it into Victory Lane here one night.
I love it. Hopefully,
I'm hoping them tires are going to be wild in today.
Yeah, so cool.
Be a lot of fun like last year.
this paint scheme specifically. So hopefully could repeat that and go get a Bristol win.
Well, I appreciate your time. Give it a good roll. Hi there. Here's see how else we can find on this international grid walk. Hello, it's Michael Waltrip, Brad Kozlowski. I'm on the grid walk, and just wanted to see how you're doing.
Great, right? We're ready to go race. It's been a good track for us. Like to get our 4th win here today.
How about that? Hey, you see Rodney Atkins?
Yeah, once again, it's showing truck points
Oh, have fun.
Take care. Thank you.
right now. Hopefully that'll change. It'll update.
Listen, these are your people. This is where you come from.
Yeah, man. I'm here back home. Bunch of surrounded by 200,000 hillbillies, man. I love it. This place is magic.
It's just going to be so fun to watch this race today. So much uncertainty what these drivers are facing.
Absolutely. This is the one track, I think, where you can hear the crowd over the engines, man. This I've got chills right now.
Ooh, I love it. Will you throw it back to Chris Myers, do an imitation of Chris Myers? You ever hear Chris Myers? You know, hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Chris Myers, you got it, brother.
Why is everybody? This is
how you doing?
This is and I say, is this my real voice? I wake up, I talk like this. Hey, look, it's Brian Blaney. We're standing by your car. We took a shot that you'd be here. Thanks for joining us.
Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay, so
it's impeccable. I'm happy I was able to join y'all.
Hey, this is the track you've led the most laps at without having a victory. Obviously, you've had success in a lot of other places where that's been the case. So, how you feeling about today?
Yeah, it's gosh, I really don't know. Like, I think a lot of guys out here really don't understand.
Dom will be here in just a few minutes. He's gonna change and then he's gonna come over.
Some rubber down to where the tire wear issue is a little bit less than yesterday, but I think it's going to be a huge part of it. Is how do you manage your right front? How do you manage your right rear? Try to outlast other cars, but. Menards Ford Mustang's pretty good, had good speed in it, just hopefully it lasts.
I want to know about how you managed your week. I saw you got to go to the White House. What was that like? That's got to be such a good experience.
I had a good week. I went to Augusta for the Masters on Tuesday, and then I was at the White House with RP.
Typical
Joey,
week in Ryan Blaney's life.
It was a cool week. So it was just special to be there, with RP, and for him to get honored for NASCAR championships, Indy 500s. The sports car, 24 hours that they won. It was just neat to be a part of it and be there and, kind of be where, the person who runs this country is at. Yeah. So I loved it and I appreciated them, for inviting us, and it's neat to be a part of. I would be nice to win another championship, get to go back.
And you were basically a part of a press conference as well. I thought that was great as he's speaking.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect. I just kind of went there and all of a sudden it turned into a presser, but I got the full news and. Yeah, it was neat to stand there and just be a little bystander.
Hey, if you can briefly, we talked about pit crews, and as a driver, when it's not exactly going right, but you hope it all comes together, what can you do? What can you say, or do you just have to be patient and hope things come together all around for the team?
Yeah, those guys are going to figure it out. They've just had a rough couple of weeks, but it's just like everything, with the driver to the team setting up the race cars. Everyone has their off times, it's just how do you rebound from that. So those guys are great. They're going to get it figured out, and no better place to start than today.
Yeah, it's a good one. I know 3 wins of the last 9 short tracks, something positive that you can lean on.
Good.
We're aware of that. I'd ride that. All right, thank you, Ryan Blaney. We'll continue live. We'll have our opening ceremonies on an outstanding weather day here as we're getting ready to go racing in Bristol.
Hey racing fans, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered on all your NASCAR betting action this season. From race winner to matchups and everything in between. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code TRACK when you sign up. And you can download Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour podcast on your favorite platform to stay up to date on all the storylines on and off the NASCAR track. The crown is yours.
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine? You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm gonna go back to last week and buy a winning lottery ticket. Can I come? Only room for one.
How am I getting home?
Sitting on my lap like last time, Ronald.
Fine, but I'm bringing this.
It's 59 degrees in Bristol.
All right.
It's good weather.
You could try one of these savings options.
The right money moves aren't as far-fetched as you think.
There it is. See? Told you it's gonna all work out. Thanks, future me.
America's Most Wanted is back with nearly 1,200 captures and counting.
You can make a difference.
The legacy continues April 21st on Fox.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California,
Brake pads.
to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
When comfy softness beads meet fragrant scent beads, they blend together to create an incredible feeling beyond cozy called Cozy. New Downy Comfy Cozy breathes life into your laundry.
Just for Men gives you your strongest, fullest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for Men.
It's the fastest, most unpredictable speedway on Earth.
Iron made this place. Mined, smelted, forged. And every spring, we gather round and celebrate. Iron sharpening iron. But in order to take it all home, you need nerves of steel. The big one is back. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since
What's up, Andy? How you doing?
The Goodyear blimp has been inspiring fans to keep looking up and keep driving forward.
Welcome to Bristol, where sound is the main attraction. See, at this southeastern crossroads, there's an abundance of beautiful noise. From the idyllic melodies of nature to the hollers of local honky-tonks.
Wait, he took his own life? That's how he died? I thought he just died. I didn't know he killed himself. Kyron Lacey, yeah.
This great coliseum, notes of scorched rubber, roaring engines, and thunderous applause echo off towering grandstands to combine in perfect harmony.
Wow, man. That's a tragedy.
Symphony of speed and skill that entertains fans for 500 laps. So wherever you're listening from today, enjoy the show. This is Bristol.
Thanks for being with us live here in Eastern Tennessee. It's the 9th race of the season. Toyota has won 5 of the first 8. Alex Bowman for Hendrick Motorsports on the front row with Chevy's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We talked earlier about the challenge of this track. Who's your driver? Who you rooting for? Glad to have you with us for opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise as you are able. Remove your hats, and veterans render a hand salute as the Cherokee High School Junior ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Here to offer tonight's invocation, please welcome from Van Sant, Virginia, Van Sant Church of Christ, Mike Wright.
This week, the Nascar family lost the lives of Shiki Ittori, Al Pierce, and John Edwards. We ask that everyone keep their family and their friends in your prayers during this difficult time. Now, would you please pray with me? Dear God, we are so grateful that in our ever-changing lives and ever-changing world that we can trust that you will never change. You once again have provided for us a beautiful day. You have brought us to this great Coliseum by the way of a super and wonderful sponsor. You are protecting us with our military and our armed forces throughout all the world and through all the first responders in our home communities. And because of that, God, we feel confident that you will once again provide for us a safe and an entertaining afternoon.
Hello.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Post your pick.
I did. No.
First time.
American Idol contestant known as the Singing Barber, Noah Peters.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
Those are sick.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
America! Hell yeah! How you doing? I'm good. Yeah, I guess I just didn't get a notification for your...
You texted me the second time, I thought it was like when you hit post and close the app really fast, it doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
But then I did, so I was like,
Yeah, no, you did. Just didn't give me a notification. I'm fucking pumped for this race. And tires yesterday in practice were wearing down fast, so that makes it even better.
You lot just love playing games with each other.
I remember the fall race last year was fucking boring as shit. The spring race last year was good. Hi, Dom. Hi, Dommy is here. Oh my god, people are freaking out.
what?
People are.
Am I that popular?
I guess, yeah.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona.
All right, so for today's race, the Food City 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. The race is 500 fucking laps, but they go by fast. They go by in like 15 seconds. So, green flag is at 3:11. Stages are first stage will end lap 125. The second stage will be 125 laps, so that'll end it right at halfway at lap 250. And then the final stage will be 250 laps. The fuel run is very long here at Bristol, laps-wise, 170 to 185 laps. But based on the sounds of it, it doesn't even sound like that'll matter because I don't think the tires will last that long. So, oh yeah, fucking IndyCar today. IndyCar stole Bob from us. Yeah. Well, like they have like half the amount of races. So like I guess whenever they do have a race, he's there. When they're not, he's here. It's all Fox's fault. My win pick for today is Kyle Larson. Dom's win pick is also Kyle Larson. And then Jaden has pole sitter Alex Bowman winning. Dom's starting spot is 8th for his work betting thing, which is AJ Allmendinger. Yeah, it's on a road course, so
Welcome back to Bristol.
that'd be your only.
Qualifying
Qualifying's weird sometimes. There's been guys where like they'll win the pole and then they'll just immediately drop off a cliff right at the start.
Compound is going to hold. I don't know if they're going to get rubber in the top groove because last year in the spring race,
oh my god, yeah, all that rubber.
Before lead changes, very competitive, interesting race. The fall race, not quite a blowout, but only 5 caution flags. And today, we expect the unexpected. A lot of tire wear in practice. That's what the drivers asked for. They asked
That's just crazy.
Give us a tire that we have to manage. A tire that will wear out if we run.
I don't know why, but on here, my point standings are still showing truck standings.
And now, everybody is
Jaden's fault. Jaden called me a noob for that, but like, dude, you made the leaderboard. Like, he said it's working fine for me, so it must be you're a noob. I'm like, bro, you made it.
Tire wear
It's because you're a noob? No, Jaden, you're a fucking noob.
Took time out of his day to make these nice scoreboard, but it's all his fault.
These guys couldn't even make 40 laps. That's how
It's working on my end. It's your fault.
Very cool.
Andy, who are you calling a noob? Me or fucking Jaden? You better pick wisely.
In that race. Go back to the fall race, believe it or not. It was a lot.
Oh yeah, Jaden was going on about crap top. No, it's not the crap top.
For the lead. I think you'll see kind of somewhere in the middle of that. Warmer today than it was yesterday, but I don't think it's as warm as it was in fall, Kevin.
Well, I still think that we don't really know exactly what direction it's going to go, like you're saying. But I want experience so I can adapt. I like
Ty Gibbs.
Hamlin. I like Brad
They need to make
Keselowski,
a
Christopher
white
Bell. Guys
And I think
who have
Riley
been in this
Herbst,
scenario
too.
Before, but also, it's going to be a thinking man's game. Who's going to move up?
Oh,
Who's
wow.
gonna stay
Fuck
on the
you,
bottom? Do I
Andy.
have to take care of my
You called me the noob.
So many things that you have
Should
to
have picked
adapt to
wisely.
today, and I love the experience, guys.
I think those are the indicators. That's what you're talking about. As this traction compound that they reapplied starts wearing out over the course of this race, you're going to see those grooves.
Me and my
moving
dad
around.
were watching
Cars
the
starting to go to outside, finding
Red
groove
Sox
up there.
Netflix
That's when the
documentary
race
this
gets
morning.
fun. You're going to have a bottom lane and an outside lane.
Yeah, they made a
With rubber.
Netflix
Watch when this
documentary of
track
the
gets
season
dirty.
last
When
year.
it starts putting black rubber
Yeah,
down
like
on the racetrack,
followed
that's
them
when business
around.
picks up.
Last year,
Yeah, it's a weird choice, but honestly, I kind of like it. Like because you always want to like follow a team that's winning, but I think it's kind of interesting to follow a team that's like kind of sucks. like,
they're like an okay team.
yeah, they were literally mid, 81 and 81.
And that's tough on these teams
The mid
to be able
Sox.
to try to decide. But they've made all those decisions before they came. But now they got here and they got thrown a curveball yesterday. So overnight, they had to decide, okay, do I go for the tire wear or do I go for the rubber going on the racetrack? So it's a tough combination.
This is your fault, dude. I don't know what make it better for my fucking platform, dude. I don't know. You're the developer here.
What does he pay you for?
Yeah, what do I pay you for, Jaden?
Here at Bristol. Let's go trackside. And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports.
Johnny Bench.
Please welcome voice of the Tennessee Volunteers, Bob Kessling, and Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, 14-time All-Star, and 2-time National League MVP, Johnny Bench. Drivers, start your engines.
It's okay, Jaden. You're doing great. What? Oh, that advice. You're stupid, Jaden.
A lot of questions to be answered today in Thunder Valley. We can't wait.
This is gonna be a trip, bro.
$7 and $9 Lux Cravings boxes give you extravagant options, including the new toasted cheddar street chalupas. For less,
Jaden, chill.
choose your Lux Cravings box only at Taco Bell.
You're making fun of my computer. It's like it's not my computer's fault. My computer's working perfectly fine.
It's doing its best.
The Barn Bar.
It's your fucking fault, I guess. I don't know. Isn't it the actually? I'm pretty sure actually it's neither of our faults.
Keystone Light.
I still don't even know what's actually wrong.
They're showing truck standings right here instead of cup standings, even though they have the cup leaderboard. For whatever reason, it's showing truck standings. But it's all based on like whatever, like it's all one centralized, I guess, person who like controls all this stuff, like the NASCAR API person or whatever. So like it's their fault for not updating
Delivered
it.
fast.
But for whatever reason, it's working for Jaden, so maybe it is my fault.
For life with pets, there's Chewy.
Buying a car is kind of a big deal. You need to see all the options. See?
Here, I'll
She
restart
knows.
Visual Studio
Car Gurus gives you
Code.
the most new and used cars right in your
I'll
hand.
close the tab.
Your big deal.
I'll fucking make you happy.
Car Gurus, #1 most visited car shopping site.
Alex Below looks to continue his perfect season as the IndyCar Series pulls into Long Beach today after NASCAR.
And then if this doesn't work, Jaden, then it's all your fault.
Wherever the road takes you, Chevy is ready to drive you forward.
Yep, it's all your fault, Jaden.
Power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile
Check the
matters,
picture you sent.
and every path leads to new
You didn't send a picture, Jaden. Oh, there you did.
can get this 2025
Oh, you're flexing your fucking, like, he's flexing like his fucking, like, NASA computer. Oh, he's showing the cup point standings. Cool, Jade. I'm glad it's working for you. Everyone boo Jaden. Boo! Nah, Jaden, you're awesome. You didn't even have to create this.
With new sizzling skillets and steak.
of drivers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns only. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. I can file for free.
Now this is taxes. File for free with TurboTax Free Edition.
Thunder and lightning in Thunder Valley. So pristine. Except for this one.
Jade, not everyone has rich parents, okay?
Yeah, it's Bristol. And they'll do it today for 500 laps. Welcome back to the Food City 500.
I want Little Caesars pretzel crust.
Still flying in as them with that. Roll off the back.
But we can also get another pizza too, if you want.
Ready to race.
But I saw that they had it back, and I keep forgetting to order it when they're open.
Alex Bowman, how about it? Let's dial up the old show.
He's like the late night pay before he goes to shows.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Man, not as good as it going for you. Looks good up there up front, buddy.
I paid for a majority of it. Yeah, so your parents still pay for some of it. Nah, it's like, I'm messing with you, Jaden. Me and my dad went halvesies on this computer, so.
How do you keep it behind you?
Yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one today for sure.
They're not as
I'm not
good.
sure that anybody really knows exactly what is.
I don't think so. I think it's worth it if, like,
you know, we saw a lot of tire wear in practice, but
you know, for some things, I think it's better.
we
But
didn't have yesterday, so.
I think, like, for video editing, I think Apple's better. I think for, you know, if you're, like, setting up, like, PowerPoint presentations and shit like that, like, or stuff like that, I think it's better. But ultimately, for most things, yeah, PC's better.
Today, I want a dirt racer behind the wheel. Good luck out there.
That's a crust.
Clint, I appreciate it.
Regular or stuffed pretzel?
What's the stuffed pretzel?
Stuffed crust.
Like with cheese. There's a Chevy on the outside.
Let's get the regular one. We can do one of each. I don't care.
We'll do one pretzel when I want.
Row number 2, Kyle Larson led 90% of this race to win last fall. And Denny Hamlin won this race last year. Happy birthday, Jamie Little.
Thank you so much, Mike. Yes, it was a tale of 2 different races last year. We had almost 100 laps of caution when Denny Hamlin overcame the tire obstacles, and he went to victory.
Almost 100 laps of caution last year.
This race. So who has the advantage? Well, I talked to Chris Hale,
fifth of the race.
Denny Hamlin, and he thinks we're going to see a repeat of what we did last spring. And he feels like with Denny Hamlin's ability to manage those tires, they certainly feel confident they'll get the win today. And remember, Denny Hamlin going for 3 straight wins, something he has never done in his career, Mike.
I think that's good.
Row 3, we've got Ryan Blaney.
Maybe a 2-liter.
That bad luck streak and Ty Gibbs.
Or actually, you don't drink soda.
37 laps in this race last year.
Sometimes. For some reason, the options are then are only diet and risk with lemon.
With his best
then never mind.
Row 5, I'm going to call him a cowboy
Never
this
mind
week. I saw him down with a cowboy hat.
Unless if they have like just the
regular Mountain Dew, Starry, Wild Cherry, Root Beer, Orange.
Wild Cherry, what's that? Pepsi?
Wild Cherry.
Yeah, I get that.
And then on his outside, Ty Dillon.
Well, let's have a look at who is hot and cold here coming into this 500 lapper. Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson are hot. Look at those win totals over the last 7 races. Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell.
What are your pizza orders? So we're ordering Little Caesars. They have like the pretzel crust back, which is delicious. They took it away for like a year, and now it's back. And we're getting the stuffed crust.
Now, yesterday, Joey Logano in qualifying got his left tires down on the apron, got up and into the wall, completed the lap, but he will roll off 38.
The main Fox channel has IndyCar today. How lame. You're literally got Bristol, and you're going to pick fucking IndyCar over Bristol?
That car was a quick repair to the right rear. Nothing too much for the team to worry about. When I asked Paul how they're going to gain that track position from his worst starting spot of the year, he said Joey has a plan early on, get a couple spots, save tires if that's what it comes to when he can, and be very meticulous about when he gains the positions from there on
35
out.
minutes.
Keep an eye on the 22. He's going to be fun to watch coming from the rear today.
Thanks, Regan. Let's check in with our crew chief, Larry McReynolds.
Yeah, Mike, pit road mistakes and penalties has been a huge story in 2025. In fact, the first 8 races have combined 42 pit road speeding penalties. Here at Bristol, it's one of the slowest pit roads that these drivers navigate at 30 miles.
It's a weird pit road. Weird pit road here too, because the track's so small that there's 2 pit roads. One on the front stretch, one on the back stretch. Under green, you just have to go through your pit, like the pit road that your pit stall is on. But under caution, it kind of acts as one long pit road, and you have to enter through like the backstretch pit road and then go all the way around. Yeah, it's to make it fair.
Not a maximum speed, guys. It's time over distance. It's 13 different sections. Everybody's going to get all they can every section, every pit stop.
Seems like
yeah, I'm about to get to.
Well, there is.
I just finished episode 3 of the Red Sox documentary. There's 8 episodes, and the 4th episode is the one that I hear is very heavy.
To be able to go through that corner.
I don't know if you heard, but in that they talked about like Jaron Duran, he said that he literally attempted to take his own life. He literally had the bullet in the gun, shot himself, and it didn't go.
Look at yesterday, 45 degrees. Today, 59 right now.
To hear that from one of your favorite players is tough.
And a cloudless sky should make a big difference.
I think you're right.
I don't know. I didn't see the episode yet. I just know that it didn't work.
Beating down on that racetrack. Track temperature. Mike, you said it earlier. The track temperature is what's going to dictate whether this track takes the rubber or just cheese grates it off and it all marbles up on the outside, Kevin.
Well, we're about to find out. Stage 1 and 2, 125 laps each. The final stage, 250 laps. Let's check back with Larry for our Liberty Mutual race strategy.
Mike, it's a lot about the drivers, tire management, run your pace. Just do what you need to do to stay on the lead lap. If you feel something, don't be a hero. Come to pit road, because if you don't, you could be the next caution. Crew chiefs, engineers, keep a watch on your number of sets of tires. You only have 11 sets total for the entire race, including the set that you're actually taking the green flag on.
All right, the Hendrick team racing with heavy hearts today. Here is Kyle Larson's radio.
Racing for the memory of our beloved John Edwards and his untimely passing this week. Thoughts and prayers go out to everyone at Hendrick Motorsports and the NASCAR community and John's family for mourning his loss. John, thank you for everything you've done for us. Hope to make you proud today.
Kyle Larson rolls off third. Bowman, Stenhouse, Larson, 3 Chevys leading Hamlin's Toyota and Ryan Blaney's Ford to the green flag in Bristol.
All right, green flag is in the air. We are racing from Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Obviously, right off the bat there, Alex Bowman get a great start to launch out into the lead, and now is when the guessing game starts. Will this racetrack take rubber? Will it not? And I think that for the drivers, they don't really know how hard to go right here. Do I need to
Jaden, fix your damn leaderboard.
Do I need to go full speed? What do I need to do? So this is kind of a wait-and-see game.
I think I want to go, get settled in line, right? First and foremost, when to get single file, and then figure that out.
Still there. Still in there.
Ty Gibbs, 54, couldn't get in line there for third, so he's aiming at second.
You want a beer?
About 4 cars on the outside making time here, but Christopher Bell slides up the hill in turn 2, drops back a bit. Gibbs still out there, and so is Bell, trying to make it happen on the outside. So is Justin Haley.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. If that bottom line is going to be the preferred groove right now, and it should be with that PJ1.
No, Jaden, you're doing great.
Bottom lane, as you get stuck
the fact you even created this is amazing.
Fill in on the bottom, just
I'm
like
just
it does
messing
at
with you,
places
Jaden.
like Martinsville, and you're not able to get down.
Just should.
That traction compound was reapplied after yesterday's Xfinity Series race.
Yeah,
it was won by Kyle Larson.
And right now, you know, I think a lot of these guys are in that tire conservation mindset, and I think when you see Hocevar right here, so what will happen as these guys start to get the track position and get down on the bottom of the racetrack to go into tire savings mode, you'll see some guys say, okay, I need track position, and I'm going to go.
Did you happen to leave it open overnight?
To that,
I didn't leave it open overnight, but I set it up at like 6 a.m. and then left it open since then.
Ty Gibbs and even Allmendinger running on that outside. It's very hard on the tires.
Gibbs and Allmendinger, the only drivers of the top 20 who are trying to work the outside.
What?
Because they can't get to the inside lane.
I woke up at like 1:30 and I was up until like 8
to
a.m.
save the tires is it has more grip, and when it has more grip, you can do you can make better lap time and use the car up less than you will outside of
That crash yesterday was scary.
where the grip strip is not at.
Allmendinger got down. He found a hold, and I think you're probably going to hear communication from this 54 car. Find me a hole, please.
Hope they had a-
almost had it there.
I hope the high group starts to play in.
And that was Keselowski's job.
Hopefully
right
they're
there,
not
right?
running the
He-
bottom like that the
he
entire
knew
race.
That car wanted down. Stay in contact with that car.
Because if
in
they
front of
do,
you.
we're in
Don't
for a
let him
snooze
down. Take
fest.
that track position the easy way by keeping that guy hung out.
So here's Allmendinger, who was half a straightaway behind Gibbs in the high
Already
group.
followed a 13th.
He found a hole on the bottom and now goes on by. And Gibbs, is he going to get in front of Zane Smith? You just barely. Clear.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just the way that you have to make room, because you just got to minimize the loss to be able to put yourself in a position to get down.
Well, now this looks like the old Bristol. Exactly right at the bottom. And how do you pass? You move the car in front of you so he slides up the hill and you take his spot away. You're exactly right, Mike, and that's what I'm seeing out here. They get stacked up a little bit off a 2, and that's the opportunity. Just a love tap on the back bumper, moves them up the racetrack, try to get under and get into 3. Denny Hamlin in 3rd behind Bowman and Stenhouse, who started on the front row. Now remember Joey Logano, who started way back in 38th place. He's picked up 5, you can see there.
Did you see Mercy when you came in?
Chase Briscoe picked up 6 spots each.
Yeah, he's
Doing
doing better.
And then 0-1 just in front of Logano. Draws to the inside.
No one Mercy.
LaJoie's got to give him room.
Yeah, now LaJoie is in that position where he's hung up on the outside. It sure looks like that the racetrack
Well, he can
right
be.
now is definitely these guys.
It just
are
depends.
taking
Like with
care
my
of their
dad,
tires to make sure
like with everybody else,
they
he's kind of
protect
like
themselves.
he
So
won't
Joey
lay down
Logano
like
trying to
that.
pick
But
them
my
off
dad,
one
he
at a time.
will.
Riding with Bush
So it's not that unusual for him to be laying like that with
You're going
him.
to start seeing guys getting anxious, and you saw Logano getting
But
LaJoie.
yeah, he had like a
trying to
big
get back
infection
down.
on his
When they
leg
get
or whatever.
single file like this,
Yeah,
chain
my dad
fall,
honestly thought it
that
was
means the
cancer.
leader's going to catch him even quicker.
Yeah.
And the guys don't.
But
You don't
it seems
wanna
like
go
he's
to the
doing
outside
better.
and try to bust around the outside to make up that track position. So if you can get an easy fender up underneath somebody off the
Oh
corner,
yeah.
that
A
keeps you in the
few
track.
days ago, he was like limping, barely moving, like, and then he was able to like put more weight on it, and now he's able to put like pretty much all weight on it.
Right now, but if these tires fall off like they did yesterday in about 15 laps, we'll really start to see who did a good job and who didn't.
Yeah.
Well, Ty Gibbs finally did find a spot in line. He lost 8 positions. He's in 14th. As you watch from our Toyota cam, here's his radio.
Managed our run, managed our race. We tried to grab one too many spots up top, and then pay the price.
He's a big baby.
It's all good.
Kyle Busch trying to move forward, and right behind him, Jesse Love in his first ever Cup race. Love won an Arc of an Arts West race at the age of 15. Moved up
No,
into
he
the
usually
National
does that
Series,
when like we
where
try to
he got the
like
title in the ARCA
grab
Series,
his collar to
rookie
bring
year
him
in Xfinity last
inside
year.
because
20 years old,
he like won't
started
come
his first
inside,
ever Cup
and then we'll
race,
like grab his
doing it
collar and
for
he'll
RCR.
act like
Right in the horn.
like dude.
That's exactly, of all the places I don't want to be on the racetrack, it's right there.
It really
Trying to
does.
get down, right, and they are not going to cut that rookie any slack.
Well, I love trial by fire. I think being in the middle of that hornet's nest is where you learn the most, to be able to understand how all of this works. But right now he's up on the outside, and I don't know that's where he wants to be for sure.
Austin Cindric right behind Busch is going to leave no room for Love to get in line. Oh boy!
Oh man!
Really sideways right there.
Guys, I think the front of the field has the pace. You know, the reins pulled back, kind of like a horse race, right? Watching the Derby, pulling the reins back and it's stacking them all up back here in the back half of the field. That's why you're seeing this. There's what happened to Reddick. A big slide, but a
Took the
save.
points off the screen since
Only
it's
gonna
not
cost him a couple of
showing cup points. Remember at Martinsville a few weeks ago this happened and then it fixed itself. If it does that, then I'll bring it back.
40 laps out of their tires, Larry, on any run in practice.
They are pacing it right now. They're barely getting wide open down the straightaway.
Yeah, ads very rarely work on me, but the Little Caesars pretzel crust
Compound being 88
I
degrees
saw that
right
and I was
now.
like, oh, I want it now.
It's 100 racetrack
I see the
depth.
crazy
Right on
California
88, 3 and 4.
Benny Hamlin just lost 3rd place.
I thought they brought it.
He slipped up the
I thought they
track
brought it
and
back
Kyle
like once a
Larson
year.
pounces.
No, it's been like 2 years.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Super Bowl.
Remember the Batman one?
Yeah.
to see how far back Danny Hamlin slides, see if anybody cuts him some slack.
And it looks to me like there's shades of rubber in that second groove, Clint. So we'll see how that progresses as well.
Oh, yeah.
Denny Hamlin trying to hang
Can we not do full screen commercial, please?
Bristol, Alex Bowman leads.
Bitches.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance.
What other sport
attention,
or thing do you watch where you miss live action
the
so they
bragging
can show
rights,
commercials?
the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Yeah.
But on a race like Bristol,
The warm-up, beginning of the off-season was about 2.5 hours.
Exactly.
Every day. It's boring, it's mundane, but it's what it takes.
I've seen some starters take 25 minutes to get ready to throw. I've never seen anything like that.
Everything takes patience. There's no instant gratification.
I mean, his routine is boring because it's the same every day. But I'll 100% take boring all day long. He's throwing.
Yeah, there's one funny part of the documentary
Brilliance in the
where
stations.
Jaron Duran's
a lot of the time it's boring.
Bronco wouldn't
But
start.
greatness is boring.
And Tristan Costas comes out to like help him
time deal?
try
An
to fix
unlimited
it.
time deal. That's why
And
the $5 Biggie
he
Bags and Junior Biggie
calls
Cheeseburger
who
is
he thinks is
available all the time,
AAA,
because
and they're
the
like,
best time for fresh
sir,
never
we're a
frozen beef
limousine
and apple
service.
cinnamon is all
And
the
he's like,
time.
oh, okay,
Duh,
then I'll
for
make
the
some
best deal of all
adjustments
time,
then.
got Wendy's.
Bush Guy, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
During month of free, Buffalo Wild Wings gave to me free boneless wings, free delivery, a sandwich that is free.
Oh yeah, the Cam Bouger story is cool. Have you heard that one?
All because I joined rewards for a
Cam
month of
Bouger,
free.
he's a relief pitcher. He's now with the White Sox, but he was with the Red Sox
Patients
last
who
year.
have sensitive teeth but also
He,
want wider teeth, they have to make a choice,
you know,
one versus the
got
other.
injured multiple
Sensodyne
times in like
Clinical
high
White
school and college
provides
ball.
2 shades wider teeth as well as providing
then
24/7
Came
sensitivity
back multiple
protection.
times.
Patients are going to
Got
love to see
drafted by the
Sensodyne on
Twins
shelf.
in 2015.
There's
I
no
think.
party like an
And
all-star
then he got
party.
hit by a
the
car.
NASCAR All-Star Race roars into North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Ended
It's
his career.
back, May 16th
He,
through 18th for a no-holds
became like a
barred,
carpenter,
old-fashioned
and
mountain
then
showdown.
he was like
NASCAR's
doing like
biggest stars going for all
stuff
the
with
money
kids,
and
like
bragging rights under the
coaching and
lights
stuff with
at
kids,
one of racing's most
pitching
iconic
stuff
tracks.
with them. And
Get
he
your
found that
May
he was still able to
Get
throw
your
like
tickets
96,
today at
97.
North Wilkesboro
So he got back into
Speedway.com.
baseball and made it all the way up to the big leagues last year with the Red Sox.
Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers battle Corey Seager and the Rangers, or Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals
Yeah.
take on Juan Soto and the Mets. Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
What?
People have to know the horses.
For what? Oh yeah.
No, it's not Dodgers.
Right now, get Fox Nation for just $2.99 a month. Sign up and start streaming today.
That's gonna start hitting. You're getting away with it so far.
Welcome back to the Food City 500. Look at
They lost
this.
11-1 to the White Sox the other
Up
night.
and around the outside, Denny Hamlin did get his spot back. Justin Haley raced up to second.
Goes Larson for the lead.
Larson has pushed the go button.
Larson's taking the lead from Bowman.
Teammate Alex Bowman.
Yeah, all
Me and
of
Dom's
these guys
win
have been in
pick.
tire conservation mode, but this race.
Larson was my win pick last week, and that didn't go well.
Yesterday, we
It
didn't
only
see
lasted
any
for like 5
sense,
laps.
Of rubber anywhere around the racetrack, and now you can see it starting to drag that PJ1 up off the corner. You can see that second groove start to lay rubber, and you can
Thanks for
really
the assist,
see
Larson.
the rubber marks there off the bottom groove. So I think as these guys start to drift up the
Like
racetrack, I
old
think
Bristol, where
track's
they're
gonna
all
take
running the
rubber
bottom. I
Well,
don't like
that's where
that.
it looked at the beginning of the race. You could tell it's definitely a lot blacker. The rubber's getting down. That's going to help tire wear and enable those cars to be on that outside line and make passes.
The top groove will open up.
And Brad Keselowski on the charge on the outside
rubber
here,
on the
and
track.
McDowell finds a place
More
in line
grip.
in sixth.
Okay, lap 40, Larry. This is when we saw guys.
Justin Haley running in third, about to pass for
We still
second.
got to go 85
Wow.
laps in this stage. Remember, 125 laps stage one.
So like
So
after
are
a
you
race,
nervous
did they
sitting on that
like
box?
strip it somehow or just let
Before
it
the green
sit?
flag.
It kind of depends. Like during the Xfinity race yesterday,
Justin
I think they
Haley,
did
who
strip
started
it.
this race back
But then sometimes they
in
don't.
10th, raced his
Like
way up to
During the
second.
race or after?
like after the Xfinity race last night. But like the Xfinity race yesterday still had everything from the truck race the night before.
Yeah, and
what he's saying right there. Yesterday,
What
we
the
had
hell
all
is
those
this
chunks of
channel?
Rubber, all those marbles up the
Somebody
racetrack.
just
They're not
joined
there
my
today, he's telling
fucking
his
live stream with their
team right now,
username
those
is
chunks aren't
Food
there. I
City
need to go because the
500
tires aren't
live
there.
on
So
ESPNUHD.com.
where we had trouble with
Bro,
those tires.
you know what? I'm banning you.
All that debris is not at the top of the racetrack. You see right there, it's all clean. So that's a good sign for the rubber going down the racetrack. And Kyle Larson has just decided
promoting
the tires aren't
an
tearing
illegal-
up. I'm going to drive off and go run some normal lap times.
Promoting
here. He
another
on
stream is the biggest crime. I don't even care that it's an illegal stream. Don't promote another stream,
They're
asshole.
not worried about tire wear. They're seeing exactly what we're talking about. Rubber is getting down on the racetrack.
Fucking
See those
dipshit.
marbles up on the top of the racetrack? Yesterday was way
is my
more.
stream.
That tells me it's going in the track, not on top of it.
Jamie?
I talked to Cliff Daniels, crew chief for Kyle Larson this morning. Kyle had some great laps yesterday in practice. He goes, you know what, I look at those times and it's fake news. He said it was all over the place yesterday and he did not know what to expect today, just like everybody else. But right now, obviously Larson happy with it, said he's a bit tight, and his crew chief is in his ear telling him about those marbles you guys were just speaking of.
So for Larson, this now looks like a test session. How long can we go? And what's it going to feel like if
All right,
these
I'm
drivers
unbanning, you know.
give up and they wear all their tread off? What are you going to have?
Well, I just don't think they're going to wear all the tread off, but if it does,
Oh, you
it's
can't
gonna
kick
be,
someone out of the
instant,
stream.
and
You can
it's
just
gonna
ban them from the
be when
chat.
the cords of the tire
Yeah.
are the thing
Oh,
is
so
trying to
banning
stick
them
to the
still
racetrack
counts.
instead of the rubber on the tire.
Yeah.
But back
I just
to Justin
unbanned you,
Haley's
though.
comments,
I felt like
when it doesn't have all that
It's
debris
like
up
the
on top of
SpongeBob
racetrack,
episode.
it
All right,
just makes
here you go.
the tire.
All right, you're out.
It's like a cheese grater, and it would just put all that rubber,
Yeah, no, you can't.
all those marbles up at the top of the hill.
I don't know.
William Byron was way up
I
in
don't-
3 and
I don't
4,
fuck
trying
with
to make
Twitch.
something happen and get some rubber down. Here's
you
Joey
have
Logano, who has now gained 10 positions.
Even now, if
from
I have to,
the
I'm gonna go to
And
kick.
you see that one car, Ross Chastain,
Yeah.
up the racetrack
Because
right there.
I've-
Right now, the preferred
Like the
groove
Twitch
is still going to
CEO
be
is
the
like a
bottom of the
huge like
racetrack
anti-Semitic
until
piece of
that
shit, and like
traction
he's
compound
very
gets
bad
run
to
in
his
and starts to
employees
wear
and
out.
everything.
Until that really starts to
Yeah.
wear out and be a disadvantage, guys aren't going to move around.
Well, Bowman and Larson led all but
Oh no, it's that
4
same.
laps of the
It's
race
a
here last
different
fall.
guy with the same. It's the same guy, but a different channel. He created a different channel now.
Other than this tire wear, we might get farther than we saw yesterday.
Is
For
it
sure.
Malachi?
We're already there.
It might be, but I don't think Malachi would be smart enough to know what this race is
We can
called.
make now.
I feel confident now because remember the fall race in September was a night race. Track temp was 100 degrees. They were able to run easily over 100 laps. Right now, as I said, we're right at 100 degrees in 1 and 2, a little under 90 in 3 and 4. I feel good right now.
Hey, Kevin,
Jesus
remember
fucking
when I
Christ. All
made
right.
that
You're gone.
switcherooski on you down there, and
Now
I
you're
didn't go
spamming.
Denny Hamlin 'cause I was
I tried to give you a
thinking
second
this
chance.
time, with the heat on the hand on my shoulders. I thought, you know what? I'm going with a guy that's a gas master. Going to the 5 car. Do you remember that conversation?
I remember
it
that.
wasn't 20 minutes ago, buddy.
I remember it. I think Clinton has switched to I don't care. Let's go for it. Kyle Larson with almost a 2-second lead on Justin Haley, Hamlin, Bowman, and Stenhouse, the top 5.
Are they doing another one already?
Yeah.
God damn, y'all.
At Napa, we're the pros that know
They're
how to
crazy
make your
toxic.
business our business.
I don't know how
Pros everywhere
expensive
you need
cable
us,
is already.
with every part you need.
And then
From
to
brake
plug it with
pads
them
to stock
pads
your shop in
or
Orange
green
County,
flag lights.
California,
Yep.
to oil filters.
I don't
for
even
your
have that
fleet
thing
in Orange
available on
County,
demand
Florida.
anymore where I could
It's why we built a
like
nationwide
watch during
network of
commercials.
parts and exceptional
Yeah.
service, all driven
I just
by
don't think
one
they do it
mission,
anymore.
to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
It's almost here.
This tax season, do more than just catch up. Spring forward with a free 5G phone with select Straight Talk plans. So you can spring for those new sneakers they need, the unlimited streaming he needs. And with Straight Talk, spring for something you never knew you needed. Spring forward with real unlimited data and get a free 5G phone with select
People are
plans
actually
on
watching the
America's most
Masters.
reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
You know, at the Masters, you can't have a phone.
I saw a post the other day. It was the ESPN post and how it just showed like no one has a phone at the match. And then all the comments were like, "Yeah, this is not allowed."
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Why would they care?
It's because they want it to be like a, if you're engaged in the event. Like, they kind of want it to have like an old school feel.
Like you can't walk in with it, or you can't be seen on it.
They make you lock it up.
That's insane.
Yeah. Or like, if you leave it in your car. Yeah. Well, they do have like phones, like little courtesy telephones that you can use for like emergencies and shit. But it's just like an old phone.
Any given Saturday.
Little Caesars doesn't let me pick.
And a little work.
Switches to hand.
Oh, that's annoying.
And a little play. Hey, little help. And a truck that says no to nothing.
Chester, shut up. He'll be right back.
Hey, Dad. Can I get them a ride?
Yeah. The Silverado Trail Boss and Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Welcome to more where that came from. More back-to-backs. More epic last laps. More stripes. More short fuses. More bumps and bruises. More Lone Star Showdowns. More Heartland Heartstoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
John Hunter Nemechek's Toyota Cam about to be sacrificed here on the back of Chris Buescher, who got a little loose. That's what promoted that contact there. Hey, this is Bristol.
Well, the reason why you're seeing that, Mike, is because of this. The leader is in traffic, and there they are, right there. J.C. Love that you just saw, and Nemechek. In that last shot, the pressure's on. They've got to go. They're out of time. It's going to be a lap down.
And this is what makes Kyle Larson so good. He's able to run the bottom. He's very creative with his lines and the way that he can run that top line and pull that car down. And he anticipates what he sees in front of him as far as traffic, and very good at navigating traffic. And these guys know that they have to go, like you say, Clint.
Well, now they're double wide. Jesse Love way up top there, trying to stay out of Kyle Larson's way, as he will join Corey LaJoie, Cole Custer, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Cody Ware and Josh Bilicki. One lap down.
I am blown away, fellas. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday, couldn't make 40 laps. Had 6 minutes of practice, and these guys were on jack stands. Didn't have any tire left. Today, 73 laps. Here we go. Still green.
Different day, different game. Let's take a look at today's driver profile, sponsored by Chili's. It is Carson Hocevar, the 2024 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. 3 Bristol starts, best finish of 11th. And
well, you passed lap 69. Kyle Larson is Mr. 69.
Shield being up today, Clint.
Still got a shield up, Kev. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe he doesn't like it.
His air conditioner will work better if he puts it down.
100%.
Bristol's a busy place, and you see Carson right now. You see you see him lean to the right. That's the G-forces from the center of the corner, and his body will straight back up. This racetrack for a driver is very, very physical.
Second place.
Denny Hamlin passes Justin Haley for second, but I'm going to give some praise to Justin Haley. Great job so far. He was the one that felt that first and took off to the front.
Started 10th, got up to second.
And it definitely paid off for him from a standpoint. He qualified well, put himself in a position to have a good day.
Regan?
Like a driver that did not qualify very well yesterday, Bubba Wallace started 22nd, up 9 spots to 13th. Early report from the driver. Car is a little bit too tight to finish the corners, to exit the corners. I can tell you, they had to lean heavily on their teammates from yesterday at the 45 car, Tyler Reddick, that he was much better than they were. So things going well for Bubba, and the radios are starting to light up finally with comments about the cars. A lot of tight race cars here.
Bro, I'm so hungry.
Larson just continues to pick him up and put him down. He has now lapped 7 cars, counting Nemechek, who is 33rd. Buescher, the next one ahead.
Yeah, and yesterday in practice, we saw, like we talked earlier, we saw all these drivers have so much trouble with tires.
Yes.
The mental side
you
of
got the one with the
game,
cheese
knowing
sauce,
that you're
right?
going to possibly have to run 125 laps on tires.
I guess we'll
after
find
you
out.
went through what you did yesterday seems almost impossible. So right now, inside the car, they're feeling, oh, I don't know, is that vibrating? I don't know. Is my car starting to turn? Is it? They're trying to think of any reason possible to think of something
nothing that could be wrong with the tires.
Look at this PJ1, the traction compound, if you will, starting to ball up down there on the bottom. And I think as it does that, that creates this tighter sensation that these guys are complaining about in the center of the corner, Kevin.
So Kevin says 125 laps. That would be the end of stage one. Larry, we've already run more green flag laps than any green flag run in last year's race.
Yeah, and we've already doubled what we ran yesterday. Again, we're up to 100 degrees temp. Yesterday, it was cloudy, no sun, 70 degrees track temp. It just would not work. But I go back to Regan Smith's report about tight. Rubber's on the racetrack. That's something they didn't have yesterday, and that's a product of rubber being on the racetrack. The front tire's starting to slide.
But I think it's also a product of that traction compound enabling these cars to go faster through the corners than they're used to running. Carry a lot of speed through the center, drive a push into it up off.
85 laps complete.
Another
laps
one.
to go, and so far an all green flag.
Money hungry
stage
fox.
one.
Join the more than 7 million adults, like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could have slowed us down, but I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death. And others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
I got MLB 25.
Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
I have not.
Subway's got a new meal of the day with chips and a drink for just $6.99.
Yeah, I was waiting because I was almost out of my franchise in MLB 24.
Huh, big
So I
hungry.
was
Is
going
that
to
a
finish
thing?
that season out, and then I bought
That
it.
should be a thing. Find your fresh with the all-new $6.99 meal of the day at Subway.
It's not about the cars, the speed, the action. It's not about the party or the long weekend. It's about them, the ones that gave everything. This Memorial Day weekend, we honor the fallen at America's Home for Racing. The 66th run of the Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah. Logan would cut that shit. I remember Corey also used to work there. You know Corey died? I think he got hit by a car on the highway. I think it was like a suicide. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
I definitely am feeling chemistry.
Fox Thursday.
What's going on?
Love's on the line on Farmer Wants a Wife.
Are you okay? I am so overwhelmed right now.
But not everyone leaves this barn dance with a partner.
I did not see that coming at all.
All new Farmer Wants a Wife. Thursday on Fox.
Coming to complete 97 laps here at Bristol, and as Kyle Larson works his way up through the field lapping cars, it gets harder because they're all double wide and they don't want to go a lap down. Ooh, careful. They don't leave a lot of room, do they? Now, Kyle Busch has got up and against the wall here, coming up off the corner. There's Kyle Larson's lead. Back to Denny Hamlin, the next blue car from your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since 1925, the Goodyear blimp has been inspiring fans to keep looking up and keep driving forward. 100 all green flag laps complete this time around. 25 to go in stage one.
Nice little green flag run here.
Picking them up and putting them down, putting a lot of these cars a lap down.
Yeah, the way he's going, another 25 laps, he could lap up to about 23rd or 24th, but he's only about 2/10 slower than his fastest lap right now, talking about Carl Larson in the 5.
And just ahead of him, Joey Logano goes after Riley Herbst because they're the last two cars on the lead lap now.
Yeah, and, you know, we go back to those replays.
Oh, yeah, there was in the first episode of the Red Sox documentary, they like had this big dinner for the whole team.
Such a big lead.
And they made Brian Bayo like think he was going to pay for the whole thing. That's a normal thing for teams to do. Like, yeah, the rookie pays for the dinner.
It's just different. He's so used to passing cars.
They kept being like, "Oh yeah, I'll take this champagne bottle. I'll take 5 of them." And the dude's like, "Oh god."
But you're right. You can get yourself in trouble pretty easy at a track like Bristol.
Then they're just like,
Last lap in 3 and 4. He went all the way up to the wall.
actually, we're kidding. You don't actually have to pay for it, but you do have to give a speech. And he's like, "I'd rather pay for the dinner."
That whole track is his playpen right now.
Well, he's just so creative in the things that he does behind the wheel, and he always has a plan, and he's always wanting to go forward. Right now, you see him, the next car he's going to go
But yeah,
around
there's
Joey
so
Logano,
much access.
and the
like,
last thing that Joey
in that
Logano wants to do right now is go a lap down.
Like,
Joey
shouldn't
had
you don't even
trouble
think you'd be able to
yesterday
see.
qualifying, he touched the apron, spun that car out, knocked the right rear off.
There's a few times in there where they were like, "Cameras, get away, get away."
Chevrolet team update. Kyle Larson leading. Chevrolets have led every one of the 105
There's
laps
one
so
with
far.
Brian Bayo just like freaking out after a bad inning, like throwing shit and like just cursing in Spanish.
And the difference in the top and the bottom, Clint, as you know, it's a much different style in how you drive the car. You have to slow the car down a lot more on the bottom.
Tristan Cost is just as weird as we all knew he was.
The top is 2 different styles
He's a
of
weird
driving,
guy.
and you definitely need some different things to happen in a car.
He paints his nails. He goes out like
So you're telling me at this
before
stage
games, like
for when a caution
in just
comes,
his
they're
like
probably gonna be making some
shorts,
adjustments,
nothing
knowing
else.
that the traction
He'll just like do
compound is
stretches
wearing out
out in
a
the
little bit on the bottom, and this
outfield.
outside
He'll do
line
ice
is getting
baths.
way faster.
He's a weird guy. There was literally during that dinner, that big dinner that they all had, he was like trying to break down why his salad was not actually a salad. Like, he's so weird. He's like, dude, this fucking salad is not actually a salad, bro. It's so fake. Like,
see some contact there with the 24 and the 2.
because he's weird. I don't know. He's weird.
Got the crumbs, the few crumbs that there are on the racetrack.
He has his own way of thinking. It's not normal.
Cost him 3 spots there. Yesterday we talked about crumbs, but they were of a different kind. It was the rubber coming off the tires that produced those crumbs or marbles all over the top groove of the racetrack. Look at the difference today.
And that was the indication that the drivers had right off the bat. Hey, the tires aren't going to come apart today because those marbles are not up in the top of the racetrack.
Floor, that's what that means.
Yeah, the tires are not coming apart like we thought they would.
Ambient temperature 15 degrees. Track temperature difference huge in this full sunshine. As we come down to 12 to go in stage 1. From Ryan Preece's Ford Performance Cam, that is the leader, Kyle Larson going by.
This shows you how fast and how methodical Kyle Larson is doing and putting cars a lap down. I mean, I look over and the biggest mover of the race so far is that car.
15.6 is the fastest lap.
Logano in the 22 car gained
Average lap is around 15.8.
Preece is not going to go away quietly here. He's battling hard to stay on the lead lap with Michael McDowell right in front of him, but I don't know, he's got to hang out there for another 10 laps.
Yeah, and these guys all had to decide what do we do to our car before the race. We heard Larry talk about
Imagine IndyCar race here.
and all the things that they had to decide.
That'd be
before the race.
crazy.
And right now, some of those
That'd
guys
be a
are
death trap.
going a lap down.
Yeah, the rest of them are starting to fall off at the tail end of this with 9 to go. Stenhouse lost a few positions right there.
Yeah, he and Blaney both started top 5. Now they are racing for 7. Now Preece can hold.
Yeah, open wheel cars on banking.
Stay on the lead lap at the end of
It's
stage
not a good
1,
mix.
or if he can at least keep him from passing Michael McDowell, he get the free pass at the end of the stage.
So like IndyCar tracks, like
And we know that this run will be the worst run on the tires because of
Indianapolis
the
is like
when the track was not
flat.
rubbered up. Now it's rubbered up and you can run anywhere on the racetrack, but this will definitely probably be the worst run.
In all of open wheel racing, I can only think of one track that has banking, and it's
Preece is putting up a heck of a fight.
Circuit Zandvoort in
With 7 laps
Netherlands
to go, he's hanging tough.
for F1. There's like one turn that has banking. It's actually pretty cool, but
We know that he wants to get back on that outside line.
Even that's
how
like
he
kinda
passed everybody kind of outside
extreme.
ends and was moving around. Now he's been down on the bottom, took his exit away.
Well, and there's another car in front of him on the bottom of the racetrack as well. So Ryan knows that he had Larson pinned in right there.
It's about half
and
and half.
this is the race to get to the end of the stage.
And Larson just can't sit on this behind Ryan Preece because Denny Hamlin has cut his lead.
I guess no, they don't race at Texas anymore.
And that's typical Bristol.
Don't they still race at Iowa? Iowa has some banking, but not too
you
much.
up, and it allows that guy in second place to run right in on you really quickly.
Got 4 to go in the stage.
At turn 2, gets even with Preece.
Bowman led for a bit of the first stage, and then Larson took the lead, and he hasn't looked back since then.
And there you see
Hamlin's within a second, but he's not going to catch him before this stage ends.
Be clear of Ryan Preece, so he's going to have the option of wherever he wants to run, right back to the top of the racetrack for Kyle Larson.
Look at the speed difference they can carry on that outside, the momentum up off the corners.
Well, now Ryan Preece needs to go to work on Michael McDowell, because now Michael McDowell is the lucky dog as Kyle Larson puts him a lap down.
And Joey Logano is coming right behind Ryan Preece. So big fight here to be last car on the lead lap or first car 1 lap down at the stage end, which is 1 lap away. Larson all alone now. He's got a big buffer between himself and Hamlin.
All right. So Kyle Larson's going to win stage 1 at Bristol.
And I believe Preece got past McDowell to be the first car 1 lap down.
All right, so that was about a 33-minute, 39-second green flag run for that first stage. We're going to go outside. I'm going to smoke, and we'll be back for the start of stage 2.
Imagine this is your adorable family. You want to switch to T-Mobile, but you feel stuck paying off your old phones. Don't be sad, little Kevin. Switch your family to T-Mobile, and they'll help pay off those old phones. Schnoodles! And you'll get 4 new iPhone 16s on them. I'm aware we're using puppies to tell you about T-Mobile's amazing deals, but the other guys are making you pay more. And I don't think they have any puppies.
T-Mobile's Family Freedom, our lowest cost to switch, our biggest family savings. We'll give you new iPhone 16s on us. Plus, get 4 lines for $25 a line.
Shameless.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your car's not on empty first, before going through the drive-thru.
I forgot to fill up.
Yeah, checking first is smart. Sorry. So check Allstate first and save even more when you click or call.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Oh yeah, great day.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Just for Men gives you your strongest, fullest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for Men.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series hottest young drivers roar into Rockingham Speedway with a bang. Crash! The NASCAR Xfinity Series, this Saturday from Rockingham at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Spring. We've been waiting for you. It's time to lease a new 25 Toyota Corolla Cross L. Now $359 a month, 36 months, $3,000 total due at signing. Signed, Burdick Toyota. Shop with SmartPath at BurdicToyota.com.
When you have Fios 1 gig internet, your day begins at full speed. There's video calling, temp controlling, uploading. Oh, and someone's at the door. Power your home and all your devices all at once. Plus, now you choose what goes into your plan with My Home. Get the speed you need and save on entertainment you love, like Netflix and Max for just $10 a month. Upgrade your home to Fios 1 gig today. Visit Verizon.com/myverizon.
Dear Spring, we've been waiting for you. It's time to buy a new Toyota with $3,000 TMS customer cash on a new 25 Tundra SR5 double cab or 2.99 for 72 financing. Shop with SmartPath at BurdicToyota.com.
ACE's new Yard RX program prescribes the best lawn care, specific to your yard's needs, delivered every season. Because when you want greener grass, less weeds, and fewer bugs, now you can get a personal prescription delivered to you from the helpful folks at ACE. You'll get everything you need at our best price each season, guaranteed. From our store to your front door, with service so good it's guaranteed.
ACE is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Saturday on Fox, Dodgers, Rangers, or Cards, Mets. Saturday, 4 Eastern on Fox. Check your local listings. And as Johnny Bench pointed out, the pre-race Major League Baseball is coming to Bristol. Be here or watch it live on Fox. August 2nd, the MLB Speedway Classic. Tickets are on sale now as the Braves will face off against the Reds right here in the last great Coliseum. Go to MLB.com/Speedway Classic to purchase your tickets. Jamie Little.
Mike, last week when Denny Hamlin won, he gave all the credit to his pit crew for stepping up when it mattered most on that last pit stop. Now this year, this team has a new front changer, and so far their chemistry has been very impressive. Let's meet Team 11.
Oscar Maloney, front tire changer, newest member on the 11.
Devin Euchre, rear tire changer, former Taco Bell burrito master.
Dylan Dow, tire carrier, and the best back flipper in the NASCAR garage.
Kevin Purcell, fueler, 22 years on pit road and looking for my 5th championship.
Joel Alexandre Boignon, I'm the Jackman, former Green Bay Packer running back, and I'm the guy with the moves you've been hearing about.
Well, you've been hearing about it. We'll show them to you. Look at this. Around the back with the jack and into position, all to gain fractions of a second.
I love that, Kev. I'm the man with the moves you've been talking about.
Well, his moves are winning moves, so I like that too. Confidence.
All right, let's have a look at pit road because at Bristol here, it is different. We pit on both sides of the racetrack.
Well, you see right here, you enter off of back straightaway and front straightaway when you're under green. But this pit road, when you pit under yellow, you have this corner right here, and when you go around that radius, you can up the pit road speed. So going in and out of these sections right here, on and off of that corner, allow you to take, you have to slow down and speed up. Speed up going into the corner, slow down coming out of the corner, and that's where you get a lot of speeding penalties trying to maximize that pit road speed.
Because as Larry Mack explained, it's time over distance. That's how they measure whether or not you are speeding in each one of those sections. And it's all done by computer. There's no human element involved.
Nope. Used to have the old stopwatches sitting up in the NASCAR officiating booth, and they decided if you were going to get a penalty or not. Today, not the case.
Started if they didn't always call Rusty Wallace his name. Well, often. More often than most, let's say. All right, here are our pit crew rankings coming into this 9th race of the season, with Bubba Wallace's team at the top, led by Charles DeDike, and Denny Hamlin's team right there, led by Chris Gale. Last year's best team, Christopher Bell's, in 8th place right now, according to our rankings.
Well, it was on full display last week in Darlington, and Denny Hamlin said in a pre-race, all the praise goes to that team effort and that pit crew.
All right, here come the lead lap cars to pit road. Regan.
Carson Hosmar in the 77 car, a very good start to the race. A little bit too tight with the front of the race car, but he can't afford to have it any looser. They did have the reins pulled back on him pretty much the entire run right there. In the 7 car, Justin Haley, just a little bit too free with the right rear right now. Not sure what to tell him otherwise. He likes it. They were being conservative in terms of adjustments. They're going to leave it alone for this next run. Jamie?
And around on the front stretch, Denny Hamlin in the 11 comes in 2nd. He said, I'm a little tight center, but that's all I've got so far on this first run. Meanwhile, the 5 of Kyle Larson started off tight, then it freed up a bit. Cliff Daniels said, what do you need? He said, I really don't know. I don't know what to expect and how it's going to change, so no adjustments for the 5.
Now, why was there such a big gap between cars along pit road? Because there were a lot of lap cars. There were 3 between Larson and Hamlin, and there were 6 between Hamlin and Haley. And you can't close up when you all have to enter at pit road speed. Kyle Larson led most every lap of stage 1 to win it. Alex Bowman led the rest.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado, because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
During month of free, Buffalo Wild Wings gave to me free
boneless wings, free delivery, a sandwich that is free, free burger, and a free dessert. All because I joined Rewards for a month of free.
Yes. The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. In unpredictable conditions, pack layers, both for your body and your beer. Head for the mountains.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 Biggie Bag with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Welcome to more where that came from. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to Nascar.
Bathfitter knows what you're looking for. The perfect style for your bath remodel with the look of tile you want. New textures, shapes, and styles. Works with your budget, low maintenance. With no messy growth to clean. Quality and beauty that lasts, backed by a lifetime warranty. Sounds like Bathfitter styles are your match. And with new designs, now there's even more to love. Time to set a date. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Chevy makes affordable vehicles that help you enjoy life. Get more for less in the Chevy Trax. Maximize every mile in the all-electric Equinox. And power through at the Cape of Colorado. Enjoy endless possibilities and
Just try not to
current
touch the
qualified
screen at
lessons
all.
can get this 2025 Trax LT for around
Is that empty?
$279 a month. See your Central New York Chevy dealers.
At Mother's, we appreciate the simple things, the life less complicated. That's the inspiration behind Mother's new California Gold ceramic line of products. The easiest way to clean, correct, and protect your way to a whole new level of deep, ceramic, glass-like clarity, superior hydrophobic protection, and head-turning shine. Mother's California Gold. Ceramic made simple. Give it that mother's love.
Live with JB and Chris here at the Sugarland Suites. This is a spot where fans have a great view. The advantage of sight, the sound, not so much. You know, down in the pits, JB, it's 140 decibels. The threshold of pain for a human being is 132. That's why we're wearing these cans on our ears so we can hear better. What's that, Jamie? Work with me here. Play along.
I'd also recommend putting your phone on
I know it's loud. It's Thunder Valley. That's one of the great names. That's why they call it that. And it's kind of what we expected, right? Kyle Larson rolling along, and obviously Denny Hamlin right there going for his third straight. But who else are you keeping a close watch on?
Well, the two Spire cars, Haley and Hocevar, are both in the top 5 at the end of that. But Chris, I'm going to tell you, I think it'll be a totally different race when we go back green here. The guys have learned that the tires aren't wearing like what we saw in practice yesterday. Harvick and Boyer have kind of emphasized that. I think we see a totally different race when this next stage starts.
All right, Larson and Tire, man. And thank you, by the way, for sharing this. You guys doing okay with the noise? You can hear? Okay, good. I just heard the cue. We're going back to the booth. Mike?
Thank you, Chris. Jamie? All right, pre-race. Ricky Stenhouse qualified on the outside of the front row, so he and Mike Kelly allowed us to sit in on their team meeting.
For me, just let's capitalize on
You mind not continuing to do
that?
that?
A really good car, and
that'd be nice.
Best car I've had here in practice and in qualifying in a very, very long time. We can win at these next few tracks that we have coming up, so we'll go get them today.
Nobody panic, right? The car is still the car. Denny didn't start the last stage of this run last year on lap 367. He started in 15th and won the race. We have a good vehicle and a good driver, and we could do this. We've talked about it enough. Let's go out there and execute just like we have. 1, 2, 3. Kick ass! Well, there's the pit crew led by Mike Kelly.
What?
Smelling. Ricky Stenhouse. Ah! That boy, the spotter up on the roof. Jamie?
Listening to Kyle Larson's radio, he's led over 100 laps now. This is what Cliff Daniels had to tell him after those tires came off.
I'm such a mess. I'm such a failure of a human being.
He was at the bottom of the wear pit holes, but still had him left. All in all, not bad. Okay. Wow, as hard as he was running.
Can you believe that you just heard that man say that after watching practice yesterday?
I can, and because of the way that the rubber, well, not after practice, but after practice.
See, he probably has more
we were
beer on
in
his floor than
trouble,
water.
When you started seeing that,
You might be
rubber
right.
start to lay down on the racetrack, but Larry, I would say that this is definitely the worst run that we're going to have today as far as tire wear.
Yeah, because regardless of what the track temp is, this track had no rubber on it. It's what we call green. The only thing that was on the racetrack was the traction compound in the bottom 4 feet. No rubber whatsoever. All right, we have penalties. Kyle Busch, Shane Van Gisbergen, speeding on pit road, and not in that curved section in 3 and 4, but along the straightaway, Larry told us. Austin Cindric pitting out of the box. So he will restart at the tail end also.
Well, we've seen every week. We've seen that a lot out of Kyle Busch's car. But talking about that speeding in the middle of pit road, and the thing that happens here, it's so easy, especially if you're in second gear with that low RPM. You're able to surge past the limiter that you have for pit road speed, and it gets real easy to get out of that box.
Kyle Busch speeding penalty.
All right, they're coming to the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. There it is, just off turn number 4.
Hard to get going on the inside. Always a challenge.
Green flag.
Stage 2.
Well, you nailed that one, Clint. We saw Denny Hamlin immediately struggle right there. Lost a couple spots right off the bat to the outside row. And the thing that we're going to see different this time is you're going to see everybody hammer down. They know that the tires are no longer an issue. See Ty Gibbs up on the outside, and now Carson Hocevar around for second place.
How about Hocevar? Started this race at the back of the top 10, worked his way up to 5th at the stage break, trying for the lead, along with his teammate Justin Haley.
Yeah, those two Spire cars look fantastic today, ripping and ripping. But how about Ty Gibbs? He fell back at the beginning of that race. The guys got him a couple spots there in the pits. We're back in the game. These Gibbs cars are here. 20 right there behind him. You see those guys. Denny, we know how good he is here.
Full 20. Small gap here. Clear low, clear low.
I guess I'll just let that soak in.
Bowman into 5th, Bell 6th, and then Gibbs slots in 7th.
I don't want to get a fucking towel. I need a fresh start.
First car double
like in a new house where it's all clean, and then I can like maintain it better. But now I'm just too far gone. Where it's like I don't even fucking care anymore.
Coming William Byron. Chase Elliott had a look up high, decided against it.
Yeah, and you see right now everybody's setting
I
their
cleaned up a
fast
little
lap.
bit before
They've
you
got
got
new
here,
tires
but
on. Kyle Larson, he's put the lap time down to his fast lap is a 15:39, and he did that on lap 144. So
they're literally a half a second.
Jeez.
Get up here.
Chase me. Contact with Brad.
Keselowski
Oh
in
man.
front of Elliott in the way. Elliott is not happy. They're a half a second faster taking off this time in that first run.
And that's all a choice. These guys decided at the beginning of the race that they needed to pace themselves until they understood the tire wear. Now it's just go as fast as you can go every lap.
Now it's track position.
And back from the Oscar Mayer
Remember Pocono when the grass was like
and here's another look at it.
flying as the cars are going past?
Oh,
Yeah, that shit was
that
crazy.
wasn't Keselowski's fault.
That's what started that. And that was the aftermath.
And a lot of that was probably just Bubba Wallace trying to diamond that corner coming down the hill, and I don't think that Brad really anticipated him coming back down all the way into that bottom lane. So stuff that can happen here at Bristol as you have cars running different lanes.
So it's still Josh Berry there, first car on the outside, but now he's back at 19th place.
That was as close as it gets right there. Rooting him
Woo!
out of the way.
Briscoe.
Not happy about it. Briscoe moved him out of the way. Got to go. Time.
Well, this is where it gets interesting right here. You saw that Stenhouse was not happy about the way that he got past. Kind of rubbed on that right rear quarter panel, got himself back down in line, and not going to be close enough to retaliate.
Yeah,
So he's going to pass this way. You better be darn sure that car can't get back to your rear bumper right away.
Really good point. You can move them. There's still a lot of racing left.
No.
So that gives Larson the Xfinity fastest lap of the race so far. 124.7 miles per hour on the coming off the restart at lap 144.
Well, that's not by a little bit either. Almost a tenth of a half right there. So Kyle Larson car, it is really fast. You see another Chevrolet of Justin Haley right behind him, and the other guy that has had a lot of success running third right now, Denny Hamlin. So Haley's a little bit of a surprise to be up there in the middle of those two guys.
I think that's credit to them taking off, risking it early on, got them the track position that they needed. This has become a track position game, much like we saw last week in Darlington. You must keep the track position.
After it does it a few times, I
Caution
think it
comes
doesn't
out the
keep
wrong time, it can nab you.
It probably will do it once during the game.
Advent Health came right here.
Oh,
with
never mind.
On the inside of Ty Gibbs.
Ty Dillon, that is.
Or, yeah, Ty Dillon, sorry. Thank you, Mike.
It's always the third time. Nice spoiler cam look there. Dodge Berry still on the outside. That's who they're right behind. Wood Brothers car there.
Hard to explain the challenge.
If it does it again, I might know another website.
Jones with that car on the outside. You need that real estate to move up the track. They pitch you off, and you hear him working that gas. Can't put it all the way down. Cut your line off. You're pulling on the wheel really hard, trying to stay off of that outside car. Very challenging around the tight quarters of Bristol.
We continue under green. When we come back, Kyle Larson will be closing in on lapping cars once again. We're 160 laps in.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity,
What's the other site?
the bragging rights,
MLB
the
66.
bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills.
My watch is broken.
You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. Head for the mountains.
During month of free, Buffalo Wild Wings gave to me free boneless wings, free delivery, a sandwich that is free, free burger, and a free dessert. All because I joined rewards for a month of free.
Yes. America's Most Wanted is back with nearly 1,200 captures and counting.
You can make a difference.
The legacy continues April 21st on Fox.
actually did something.
Oh yeah, sorry.
What are you doing?
Why do you hunt?
My father was evil into the world. I take it out.
The hunter is on his way. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Dude, this is annoying.
Russell Crowe. Freeman the Hunter, now on digital.
When you have Fios 1 gig internet, your day begins at full speed. There's video calling, temp controlling, uploading. Oh, and someone's at the door. Power your home and all your devices all at once. Plus, now you choose what goes into your plan with My Home. Get the speed you need and save on entertainment you love, like Netflix and Max for just $10 a month.
Don't misbehave again. Probably
Upgrade
will.
your home to Fios 1 gig today. Visit Verizon.com/myverizon.
With 170 laps complete at Bristol, next weekend the UFL takes over Easter weekend with a Fox football extravaganza. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You'll see it all next weekend on Fox. Kyle Larson continues to lead here at Bristol. And yes, he has caught lap traffic and beginning to work it here. Haley Hamlin, Hocevar up the fourth, and Bowman the top five.
And I can't tell you how much easier it is now that this track's opened up.
It's really gone by fast so far.
I've seen guys shoot the middle, the bottom lane.
Only the stage caution.
They're racing all over the racetrack right now. Pretty racy.
Now the thing is going to be, when
Yeah, it is kind of opening it up
start to slow down?
a little
Does
more,
it ever
like
slow down?
the
How many laps
track.
will it last? Will
The
it
high
choke
line's
up
starting
on the
to come
bottom?
in.
Will it start to wear out? Will the high groove start to really take enough rubber so you can rip a nice arc all the way around the corner? Now you got to keep up with the racetrack. You got to understand when to move up and do all those things.
Haley under fire from Hamlin for second.
Fantastic job, and then Hamlin. You know he's going to be a contender anytime you go to Bristol. Right there, proving that point. Going for three in a
I've
row.
played many I've done probably like 10 2K25 Eras mode playthroughs at this point. Like, I've done a few where I've just kind of done it, and then I did a few where like
right with his teammate.
tanked like because you could force the other team to win.
Yeah, and this is right in most of our.
So like I would like force every game, and I took away the draft lottery, so it was all based on record. So I like tanked every game to get like Kobe in '95 or whatever, and then I tanked the 2002 season so I get LeBron.
Alex Bowman.
Trouble.
And the first caution
SVG's
of the day
around.
for cause waves at lap 178.
Dude, what the hell? That's so annoying.
And Gisbergen had already gone 2 laps down.
Sorry, Dom.
And spins in turn 2.
Goddamn Pete, making out your own too.
And it looks like Ryan Preece, who fought hard to stay away from 1 lap down.
Well, I think that's where that he's trying to get up here in the top right. Watch Shane Van Gisbergen get to the inside of him, runs out of real estate trying to squeeze and gets loose, corrects, get up into this door.
And I would like tank in like 20 or 2009 for Steph. Oh my god, so annoying.
Here's Hosevar's view of what happened between Cody Ware and Shane Van Gisbergen.
Look at that right in front of Denny Hamlin. Woohoo! That was close.
Yeah, it definitely looked like Shane just got a little bit loose, missed his mark up the racetrack a little higher, and then
he was getting crowded pretty hard too. Didn't tear that car up much. What are you thinking, Larry? We pitting?
I'd say we might see a mixed bag, Clint. We've run 35 laps again. The fall off is not that huge. We only have to go to lap 250 to end the stage, so probably you're looking at about 65
you said
laps.
that you were in
to
like,
me, it looks like a track position race. 100% track position.
After today's NASCAR race, head over to Fox to catch the IndyCar Series on the streets of Southern California for the 50th Long Beach Grand Prix. That's later today on Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way to stream this channel. This is a local channel.
The teams
that
were
they
given,
use,
the teams were allowed to purchase 9 sets of brand new cars for today's race. Plus,
so there's no way to stream this legally.
And this morning,
if there was, I would
NASCAR allowed each team another set of tires.
So dumb.
With the concern about tire wear. So 10 sets of new tires plus the scuffs for qualifying are available today.
Yeah, Nesson doesn't do that. I mean, there's games obviously that they don't
This will be
do
interesting,
because
like Larry
it'll
said,
be
as
like
to
the national game.
is track position.
No, this is a local channel.
What's going to be? What's going to trump the one the other today?
So let's look at that. It's somewhere around what? After 35 laps, they were running 1590s. All right, we'll go back to that last run. Deep into the run, they were still running 1580s on lap 100. So
SNY has a
I don't know.
for just SNY for the year.
Position game.
So now this is totally avoidable.
Well, we know that Joe Gibbs Racing leads in the win column this season, but the Gibbs Performance Center has also been hard work on pit stops. Now, this is what we saw last year at Richmond, a different choreography.
Yeah, that was a 9-minute, 22-second green
Daytona,
flag
a timed pit stop displayed on the iPad for the driver. Timed fueling there, and we talked earlier about this slick move, the jack from the right to the left side of the car, all chasing fractions of a second.
He didn't come up with that, though. Our man Junior Johnson did. I saw that first back then.
Baseball's a fun
All right, Ricky
game.
Stenhouse from 9th is the first of the cars to pit.
I can play
The
it.
front 8 stayed out under this caution flag. So we'll take a break from Bristol.
That'd be great. I hit 400.
That's my team out there.
If our network goes down, lives are at stake.
Our comms have to work.
Or the mission won't.
That's why we partner with Verizon Frontline, the network that truly prioritizes first responders.
So we don't worry about getting through. And they're the most reliable 5G network in America. Out here, reliability is everything.
Extreme or routine, Verizon Frontline delivers.
The #1 network choice in public safety. Learn more. Your mission is our purpose.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about
Dom might be the main character.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy.
You're the face of my channel.
But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs. And they both share the track with Legacy Motorsport, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after 1 Cup. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Hey, Tyler, I think I have what it takes to be part of a NASCAR pit crew. You? Yeah, I mean, we keep Xfinity Internet fast and reliable at home and on the go. It's kind of like keeping cars fast and reliable on the track. You thought that add coolant meant driving with your sunglasses on. It doesn't make it cooler? What's a jack? Don't bring him into this.
You know how these sites
I don't know, man. I mean, you asked if we could swap gasoline once. Okay. I shouldn't be in the pit crew. I meant driver. Maybe just stick to it. Beep, beep. Look out.
Xfinity is a super fast connection to NASCAR.
You touch the screen once and there's a guy selling a human.
I need 3 medium pepperoni, 2 orders wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
Called the right place, sir.
This order is my Everest. See you at the summit.
We're making you Papa pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It's Kubota Orange Days, now through June 30th. Get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details and find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Here's John Hunter Nemechek leaving pit road after his stop. We'll switch to the rear view and watch the right side of your screen here. There she goes, right
usually
there.
you actually hit it.
Nut off the left side. And the wheel and tire of that left started rolling down pit road.
Oh my God.
And here in the middle of a pit stop, Suarez crew comes around and just misses being hit by that errant wheel.
Man, that man almost got hit.
Well, that was really, really lucky that tire did not hit that crew member.
If it did, how bad would that have been?
Did they get that tire? I'd keep it.
Honestly, they might. Probably, he might have had to go to the hospital.
There's the single lug nut that was used on these 18-inch
I don't like it.
PBS alloy wheels.
That's why this happens so
And
much.
how it's retained.
Well, I think it was I remember got loose, but
Once that
a lot of times
nut
they lose
goes on
tires
past
because
brightly
the one
colored
lug nut, I
stop,
think.
the wheel should not be able to, or the nut should
Yeah, it
not
doesn't even
be
look
able
like.
to
You see that mechanism? Like, it doesn't even look like it should
get put on those
be
valves,
that
and the
secure.
lug nut never went on, and then the safety pin never released, so the lug nut never got to the point of that pin popping out to keep the lug nut on there.
You got to remember, so the driver should never have left the pit.
Well, but you got to remember that wheel's alloy, right? The studs that go in, you see all, look here. These studs here go into those holes, right? And they have a lot of them so it can index different ways. That thing can get crooked on there and hold it up with a soft alloy wheel, and it can also go and get in between those holes, believe it or not. And it's alloy is soft, and when it does that, it holds it away from that keeper. The lug nut is not on.
The good thing, it happened on pit road. The penalty, he has to start at the tail end of the longest line, unlike if it had come off on the racetrack.
Maybe there's a reason no other car ever made.
Watching that tire roll down pit road. Whew. Man, that's scary stuff.
Are they trying to be like F1?
Michael McDowell now for speeding.
Yeah, but
on
F1's
pit road,
weird.
so he will start
F1
that
can work like that. Open wheel cars are
5 penalties now, Mike.
more designed to work like that.
Yes, 3 of which were speeding.
Yeah.
And like the lug nut's actually bigger too.
Well,
on this choose.
Yeah, and we've seen that bottom and be dominant, and that's when it gets cleaned up, you can kind of run that second lane, but as much grip as that bottom lane has right now, currently with them reapplying that PJ1 overnight, it's going to take a couple hundred laps or maybe 300 laps to start wearing that out.
So when we restart, the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone is right at the exit of turn number 4. A lot of those cars are still on the curve. How much more difficult is it to restart and fire off when you're in the middle of a corner?
It's a timing thing, and at Bristol here, I always just wanted to maintain my gap and just not spin the tires and lose anything. So you kind of just anticipate it and just try to not lose.
All right.
Don't make any big mistakes.
Go back green.
Keep going on the bottom.
Especially on old tires.
62 to go in stage 2.
The first 8 cars, at least they were the first 8. Now it's the first 12 as they line up. Did not stop.
And this is going to be a big test right here to see if those new tires can make any ground on these guys up front.
Denny slipping a little bit. Haley was right there, knocking on the door. Here comes Bowman to the inside.
We talk about those tires. Those sticker tires are always better when you fire off. And so once we get past 2, 3, 4, 5 laps, that's when things will start to even out on the guys that stayed out.
Denny had trouble taking off. Maybe he didn't get him clear. Oh, he's bottoming out, Kevin.
I think a lot of that, I mean, he might be bottoming out a little bit, but a lot of that is just the used tires. It just takes a couple laps to get those things. They don't fire off very well.
So everybody back to Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick. Did not stop.
So far around Ty Gibbs for 6th.
And trying to gain some ground. Here comes Ricky Stenhouse, Bubba Wallace, and everybody.
Carson Hocevar is like
behind them.
Probably the funniest NASCAR driver ever.
Oh, AJ Allmendinger slipped up and they're 3 wide. Hold on.
During the Daytona 500, during the rain delay, he streamed iRacing.
You see Ryan Blaney, he's one of those guys.
There was one iRacing clip.
So we saw that his
he was
car
doing
was
on
really
stream.
fast. On the long run
He got a
today,
megaphone out.
He's definitely one
when
that
a
we need to
caution
keep
came
our
out
eye on
and
to
during
see
one
if
of his
he can make
iRacing
ground
races, and he was
and make these
like, "I'm pitting."
Fire cars now fighting for 5th and 6th.
He's like, "There's one way you can judge people. Do they like pizza? And what do they like on their pizza? That's like the one way you can judge people."
So right, Ryan Blaney, the only car right now in the top 15. He's 10th.
They probably were like a Nazi.
The others not able to advance.
Like it. It's
Nazis.
fat. It's fat and carbs.
Now, even Nazis probably like pizza.
Here's a look at Blaney's last 4 races. He has passed an average of 40 cars per race, 4 positions.
It's all right.
But
I prefer a
has
burger.
lost an average of 6 positions on pit road each race. On the track,
Like hating sponge.
driver rating of first.
People hate that too.
Restarts, pit crew ranking, not so well. As he was the leader on the last caution flag.
What?
There at Darlington last week, but Denny Hamlin had the right pit stall and
New
the
Orleans?
right pit stop to get him his position to win.
Oh.
Wallace and Stenhouse
should
are
not.
the next 2 drivers on fresh tires behind Blaney.
They're all people. They just passed
You're
that
going to
car.
need this to go deep into a run before those fresh tires will ever show you the advantage. I think, again, going back to that first
Shut up,
run,
Tom.
those guys, when I saw them guys laying the
Like, I
same
wasn't
lap times down, you know,
I'm not-
on lap
but I'm not that far
110, 115, if they
Yeah.
can run on 20, 30 laps of this run,
Yeah, Dom, go back to your
it's a
country,
track
idiot.
position game, boys.
Fucking racist bitch.
Oh my god, no, not go back to the country. Just for Americans.
Did
Jamie?
you ever say that?
He's run more laps this weekend than anybody. That's because he pulled the triple. The truck race here on Friday night. He pulled up one spot
Sometimes
short.
when I thought about, like, I wouldn't say it to them, but when they'll just like non-stop plays and everything,
Right after that first stop, he came on the radio and
Oh, yeah,
said, "This car is good. I'm really
my
happy
friend at
with it. They had
work,
made a slight air pressure adjustment to help him." Now,
Renisha, she
Denny Hamlin,
has since quit a while ago, but she was like telling me about like somebody like not understanding her name.
Not as happy with
And I'm
the
like,
balance of
what are
that
you
race.
talking about, right? Nisha's not even like that hard of a black name. And she's like, yeah, I know, right?
Been battling 3 off of turn 4, fighting for some lateral grip as well. A little tight 1 and 2.
I'm like, out of all the black names, that one's not that hard. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Brake shake when he would hit the brake pedal, meaning the pedal was shaking up and down as he would try to slow down for the corners. The team had him drag the brakes the entire caution period to try and clean the rotors off. In the 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., one of the cars that pitted the last time around, they were very, very loose, hence the reason why they pitted. Mike Kelly did tell me earlier today they went with a very aggressive setup, anticipating that if the track did get to where we had a longer run race, they would do better.
Very typical Bristol. When the pace picks up like this, you get in sync, you get in your rhythm, Kevin.
Does
you
this
start
race
backing
still
the
get
corner up
Stoopy?
And running out bottom, you hardly even drag it.
Stoopy and Dummy?
You just barely drag it. They run cool.
Well, Stoopy and Dummy would be. It could get
And like
Stoopy.
you said, that material from the brake
Last
pad
week I feel like you just got
rotor,
Stoopy.
and these cars, they
Last
have
year was
really big
kind of
calipers, big brake
Last
pads,
year was
big
Stupid and Dummy.
rotors to
Last
go
week,
along with
Darlington
that. And
was
that
kind of
shake
stupid.
is really annoying, and it actually affects
Like Daytona
the
500
rhythm
was
of the
Stupid
driver
and Dummy.
in the way that you can brake in your car. So brake shake is usually from the brake
This
being
could get
too
Stupid
cold.
and Dummy. But I think
It's hard
there's a
to
good chance it
explain
gets
how
at least
violent
Stupid
it'll
or
shake
Dummy.
the steering wheel. I mean, you said it. It throws you off your rhythm in a big way because that wheel is shaking really hard. 24 cars on the lead lap, led by Kyle Larson. Again, he will be lapping cars when we come back from this side-by-side
I want to go to
break.
Cat Night. Kitties! I love kitties.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer,
I'll bring Piper,
and
the one who
barbecue.
hates me. I've
It'll
only
for
seen him like
sure
5
be a
times
good
ever.
time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway. Get your tickets now at KansasSpeedway.com.
Gotta have a lucky charm when you ride,
She's
right?
weird.
Make you feel
But
safe
she's
and
sweet.
protected out there.
That's why I never leave home
She's
without a
sweet,
photo
but
of
she
the
doesn't
little
lay
ones.
with me very
Bracelet
often.
from my husband.
She'll just
Lucky
like come up
rabbit's
to me and like
foot.
rub against
Lucky
my legs.
rabbit named Sfoot. It's Swedish. That's a
She
whole
loves
rabbit.
attention.
Named Sfoot.
Well, there's really
Sometimes
no
when I
need for a
start
lucky
petting
charm
her,
when you ride.
she'll
Not
like
when
lay
America's
down and,
number
like,
one
roll
motorcycle
over.
insurance got
And
your
most
back.
cats don't like
We're
being
just gonna
petted
ignore
on
the
their
fact that
stomach.
Cole has a rabbit.
But she doesn't mind
Named
it.
Sfoot.
She doesn't do the all of a sudden turn on you thing.
Yeah.
Where they like grab you.
You can fit a lot of vacation into
Oh yeah,
a weekend.
she never does that.
Book your next weekend getaway with Verbo.
When I pet her butt, she sticks it up in the air.
What started out as a better floor liner for your car
She's a little whore.
turned into even more superior ways to protect the inside and outside of your vehicle. That led to enhanced ways to protect your home and to keep your pets safe. Next came the best ways to secure and protect your phone. But the most important things worth protecting are American jobs. WeatherTech, made right in America.
Introducing 2 new Baja Chipotle subs featuring our world-famous Baja Chipotle sauce. Listen, that's the Baja Chipotle talking. Well, it's actually me talking, but you know what I mean. Find your fresh with the new Baja Chipotle collection at Subway.
Trash, baby.
You earn the driver's
So bad,
What are you waiting
dude.
for?
Come back
Sign up for the
home, bro.
free
Hasn't done it
NASCAR
again
Fan
since-
Rewards loyalty program today at NASCAR.com/fan rewards.
Oh, I need to change it.
The UFL takes over spring's biggest weekend.
Probably will do it once.
With the Fox Football Extravaganza.
As long as it doesn't keep happening.
3 UFL games, 1 network. The Fox Football Extravaganza kicks off Friday night at 8
He
Eastern.
actually held some draft stocks.
Welcome back to Bristol. 219
I remember when he got
laps
drafted. I was
complete.
watching the
We're
draft when he got
94 laps
drafted.
into stage 2,
He's supposed to be a
which
dog.
will
He's
end
a top
at
20
halfway
prospect.
in this race, lap 250. Kyle Larson picking up right where he left off last fall. Dominating performance after Alex Bowman led the first 39 laps. Larson has not been headed, and now he's back in lap traffic. Well, one of which,
I hate the
Daniel
draft
Suarez,
lottery.
trying to overcome a penalty on that last pit stop. Regan said the crew was watching the drama at the back of the car, and a tire
least
got
your team
away
gets a
at
chance at it.
the front of the car.
Yeah, watch
True,
his
but
right front tire to get over here,
it's just
right
dumb.
in
Especially in
to that
baseball,
fuel
because
guy's
everything's like,
way, interferes with the guy in front of him, big trouble.
you didn't know that? They got that in a few years ago.
This is from inside Suarez's car. You'll see that tire roll
You
away
don't know that.
into the fueler. Corey LaJoie's car ahead.
It is especially dumb in baseball. There's really
So
never
that's 6
in
penalties
baseball,
so
tank
far,
is
3
never
of which were for speeding.
Yeah, my most
As
recent
we're coming up on halfway, about 27 laps here.
NBA 2K
Well,
Heroes
Ryan
mode,
Preece
I
again.
put in
Trying to
like
hold
the
back
fantasy
This will
draft
be the third
in like
time that we've seen this.
1983.
Each of the previous
And
2
then,
times
like,
he has gotten the free pass and got
the,
back on the lead lap.
Draft
See how
lottery
he
is
fares
super
this time.
random. I couldn't find a way to make it just like random. It's like weighted kind of like. I literally couldn't find a way to make it totally random.
I love to hear the in-car right there, being able to listen to him work the throttle.
Yeah, that time when he went back to the gas, he was able to stay with it down here, 3 and 4.
It's like hated.
That time
It's like
before
the
that,
worst
he didn't
teams
quite do it. You heard
ever.
womp.
It's pretty wild to watch the way
Nope,
they race.
like only the top, like I think 10 teams.
I thought the same thing.
Or like
What
the
is
bottom
that?
10 teams.
Wrist hurt?
I'm not sure.
Never done that before.
He's got his steering wheel upside down.
He's got an
weighted,
awful long
like,
steering wheel.
The percentage kind of like goes down between them. It's like the worst
And
team
it
has
looks
like
like
the
that
highest
car is tight,
percentage.
or it sounds like that car is tight just listening to the throttle. He just has to
Going
wait
down.
and then dump the throttle on the
But it's
exit.
still like random.
And we noted yesterday he seems to have a quicker, richer steering rack than a lot of the drivers because he doesn't need to turn the wheel as much. Driver choice. Pull Custer up top. Custer 2 laps down. Larson moves on. That's Christopher Bell moving up to 4th spot on Hocevar.
I've been watching Christopher Bell, and he's methodically getting back up through here. I think that is such a Christopher Bell thing. When this track comes down to it, you need a driver to move around. You need these dirt drivers.
Yeah,
They're capable of watching this racetrack, moving around, finding the grip, because you know that traction compound is eventually going to wear out on the bottom. Doesn't surprise me you see two of the best dirt racers in the field, Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell, running right here at the front.
Bell's going to be one of our Toyota top performers. Denny Hamlin currently 3rd. Christopher Bell in 4th. Ty Gibbs in 7th. Chase Briscoe in 8th. Tyler Reddick 10th.
See Bell up there on the top of the racetrack, and as more guys keep running up there, I see more and more cars going to the top of the racetrack. And when that rubber's up, that racetrack is ground a little bit different than the rest of the racetrack in that top lane. So it's got bigger chunks taken out of the concrete. So it tends to take a little bit longer to get that rubber in, but once it does, it's like a light switch. And these guys are going to be hunting the top of that track. And if the PJ on the bottom of the racetrack goes out a little bit and just loses just a touch of speed, that's when that top lane is really going to be the dominant lane.
Why?
And you can see that on the outside, exactly what you're talking about. See the shiny way up high. They get in there in the middle of the corner. Watch it yesterday in the Xfinity race and kind of diamond back off, Kevin. Back in the day, you used to rim right on the outside. From the middle to the outside, you ride the wall, could find really good speed up there. I had to diamond the corner kind of the way they are now.
I saw a video.
They're trying to move forward. They're going to have to go to the bottom because Daniel
Probably
Suarez
the craziest video I've ever seen on the
in that
internet.
top lane. That orange car is Suarez.
Is
look how much rubber's up there on that outside.
New Zealand mosque shooting in 2019.
Yeah, and Suarez is 2 laps down, but Christopher Bell is the one that's rolling. He and Hocevar both.
I didn't watch the live stream as it happened, but I watched like
talked about track position.
replay
The
of
12 drivers that stayed out, and we've run over 40 laps.
And like,
they're all inside the
it's
top
literally
13
just like
right now.
he's
The
going
only
around
one
like
that's cracked inside of them is Ryan Blaney.
and it's like real light. Like these are real.
Can we
people
see that? We just
fucking
covered that with Blaney. You know,
like
he's
there's a
gonna
bunch
go
of
to the
people
front.
like crowded in a corner, like huddled up like this, and he's just like.
It's surprising that he's the only one that's been able to crack the top dozen of the cars that stayed out.
Yeah, and when he's in the car, he's like, "All right, let's do this, bros."
Clint, I always felt like
and then he's like, "Subscribe to
PewDiePie." A different grind as you go.
And that's when the
Chase Briscoe,
like PewDiePie at that moment,
just like
decided, because I remember it was like a huge PewDiePie like
now he's in 3 and 4, but I always felt like
at that time, and he was at that point he was like, "All right, just leave it, like no more of this."
The corner in the middle 1 and 2 down here. In the top where you see Blaney up in the top lane right there's a bump right in the middle of the corner, and there's another bump.
Like literally, it looks like just like a first-person shooter video game.
I always felt like that grinding
but
at the
like,
top in 3 and 4.
That's how he was acting too. Like,
give it more partial throttle.
These are real people that he's killing.
The corner with the way that corner was diamond ground and cut the
killed like 50 people.
And then go back to 1 and 2. Turn 2, actually, that bump over there. It depended on, how hard you were on the stop or whatever, the right front spring you had. If it bottomed out over there, you were in trouble. You were always able to get around that bump, ride the wall a little bit better than I did. That bump is a very crucial part of this track. That's what differentiates turns 1 and 2 to 3 and 4.
And there's one other difference. The way the sun comes across this racetrack at this time of year, turns 1 and 2, at least to this point of the day, have been hotter. The concrete's been hotter than up in turns 3 and 4, which was partially shaded.
Well, to what you're saying right there, that's why it started rubbering up, and that outside line, it did come in a little bit faster in 1 and 2 than 3 and 4.
Well, you're really starting to be able to see as you watch Riley Herbst and Kyle Larson get ready to go by. You saw the exit
crazy
right there. And now what'll happen as you start to run that top lane,
I saw
the exits of these corners, you see some of the...
I think I showed you it, but the Trump shooter.
That's the cushion. Yeah,
like after he got shot by
it will grab you and just suck you right into that fence.
Like I saw a picture
somebody
of
as
it.
high as it is in both corners, right in the apex of the corner, you're going to see somebody hit the wall. Jump that cushion and get in the fence.
We're about to see Kyle Larson.
I just saw a picture of
Riley
Paul
Herbst there, who swept up the racetrack
after his
up
crash.
into the line that Larson wanted.
I don't know,
He
bro.
responded by tugging on the wheel and dropping to the inside.
He's got such a lead now, he can afford some patience. Just be patient inside that car. He got time with these lappers. Be patient with him, get the job done.
Herbst going 2 laps down here, and Nemechek just ahead.
That's another reason. It's one thing to go 1 lap down. You go 2 laps down here, and you're big. Side job, how about that?
See him just drive up there and block that lane from Riley Herbst, and that's...
I know Paul wasn't driving. Oh, he wasn't driving?
That's
Okay,
just like,
yeah, it's
hey,
definitely his
I'm done
driver.
with this. I'm moving up here.
The driver was driving fast. Like, too fast. They were literally being idiots.
Final lap of the stage.
Alright, so Kyle Larson's going to come around, and he's going to win stage 2 at Bristol.
Single vehicle first on the all-time list. Two stages.
So it was about a 19-minute green flag run. I'm going to go outside and smoke it. Come with me, Dom, or are you going to watch it?
Go to work.
Alright. Then I'll leave Chester in here.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and Applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
You'll be back. Emus can't help people customize and save at Liberty Mutual.
Well, I'll be. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It's Pod's biggest sale in history. Save up to 30% on moving and storage until May 19th. And see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating or renovating, save up to 30% at pods.com today.
Choose 1 appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's famous 2 for $25 with new sizzling skillets and steak.
The Bush Guy, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush.
Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. If you work with brick, stone, block, pavers, or tile, then the dedicated staff at Paragon Supply is here to lend a hand. We've been helping contractors like you build Syracuse since 1888. With over 3 acres and 10,000 square feet, we're able to house all the best names in the business. Teco Block, Belden, Belgard, and more. Plus, we have the masonry supplies you need and the in-stock inventory to get it delivered to your job site on time. Visit ParagonSupply.com.
What time is it? Showtime!
You know what's surprising?
Subway at 2 a.m.?
Oh, no. The prizes you could win with the scratch-off games from the New York Lottery.
That is surprising.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Bonkers.
Seriously, that is outrageous.
Nothing surprises a New Yorker like new monthly scratch-off games from the New York Lottery with prizes up to $10 million.
Drink on the job, drink on the job. Everyone is drinking on the job. Drink, drink, drink. Yeah, everyone is drinking on the job. Drink on the job, drink on the job.
Next week, NASCAR returns to The Rock with the Xfinity and Truck Series. Coverage kicks off Friday with Truck Series practice and qualifying at 12:30 p.m. Eastern on FS2.
in the end, it comes down to these scenarios a lot. And Denny's pit crew executed again in that high-pressure situation. We saw during the day, once again, we saw a lot of miscues on pit road. So we covered it during the race. So we see the technique that those guys are using on the pit stop. And like Denny said in the victory lap, getting in the pit stall, down pit road, the pit crew does their job out of the box, off pit road. There's a lot of little pieces, and as all this migrates closer and closer together, it's executing all these crumbs to put yourself in a position to take advantage of a scenario like they did at the end and win the race.
One of the best podcasts in NASCAR. Join Kevin every Tuesday and Thursday. Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour, presented by Echo Park Automotive, wherever you get your podcasts. Now, we take a look at the top 5 right now. Larson, Bowman, Bell, Hocevar, and Hamlin. According to our pit crew rankings, the way they would come off pit road would be Hamlin, Bowman, Larson, Bell, Hocevar. We'll see how it turns out.
The way this race is playing out here, that's where the money's going to be made.
You didn't include the 5 there. Remember, he's got a new pit crew, right?
Yeah, complete different crew.
Remember, under caution, everybody enters the pits at turn 2 and exits at turn 1, as you see from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Best seat in the house since 1925. Happy 100th to the Goodyear blimp. Pit road not yet open.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of time to clean the racetrack up on all of these cautions to get those marbles off of that top groove on the entry and exit. So, you know, from a driver's standpoint, you're paying attention to that because you want to see where this racetrack is green. You can get a good eye on that PJ1 on the bottom of the racetrack and that traction compound to be able to tell where that rubber's built up on those sections.
Look how you can see where the ground down there and then where it wasn't. You can definitely see the aggregate in the concrete up on the top of the racetrack versus in the middle. That's when it gets on that ground surface and you get the rubber burnt into that, it is rip and rip, baby.
So sweeper's working hard in turns 1 and 2. As you see at the top of the screen, and this time, pit road is open. Kyle Larson leads them in. Regan.
Carson Hocevar in the 77's car is very good right now. So good, they almost contemplated staying out, opted not to. They didn't want to be exposed. The 7 car, Justin Haley, a little bit too edgy as the cars have moved up the racetrack. And the 20 car, Christopher Bell, who's going to come around the screen all the way to the turn 4 pit stalls, just a little bit tight in 1 and 2. It freed up as he went along. The brake shake got better, and they are going to stop him short so he can get around the Watercross Chastain. Jamie?
Well, Larry mentioned that Kyle Larson has a brand new pit crew. That was official last week at Darlington, but they crashed so early, didn't get many reps together. So far, so good today. Kyle saying the car is fine, just a little tighter there, but we're close, and the car is consistent. Meanwhile, the 48, a couple of complaints there. Don't have great front turn is what he said. Also wants a little more right rear security in that car.
Kyle Larson retains the lead from Alex Bowman. Denny Hamlin comes out 3rd.
Kevin, we both saw it. The 20 car really took off out of his box fast, and I saw him slow up a bunch.
Here's how close it was for 3rd, with Bell 4th and Hocevar 5th. Kyle Larson doing what William Byron did last week in Darlington, winning stages 1 and 2.
At Napa, we're the pros that know how to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California, to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
The Cantina Chicken Menu. But now it's caliente. Introducing the bold and caliente Cantina Chicken Menu from Taco Bell. Here for a limited time.
I think it looks good though.
Just for Men gives you your strongest, fullest, thickest looking beard yet. Mustache and beard, now with keratin. In just 5 minutes, score your best beard ever. Just for Men.
just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Did you get that?
I think you trapped it.
Is that your car?
Yeah. No. No.
Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before going through the car wash. Yeah, checking first is smart.
What's their record?
So check Allstate first and save even more when you click or call.
I
You're in
think
good
we're
hands with Allstate.
7 and 9.
During month of free, Buffalo Wild Wings gave to me. Free boneless wings, free delivery, a sandwich that is free, free burger, and a free dessert. All because I joined Rewards for a month of free. Yes.
In the off season, I'm a male and must. Now I have relaxed fit hands-free Skechers slip-ins. No bending down, no touching. Kind of love not using my
Remember
hands.
Pocono last year?
Try
There
relaxed
was
fit
supposed to be
Skechers
no
slip-ins.
rain.
Welcome.
There
to
was
more
no
where that came
rain.
from. More back-to-backs. More epic
Besides
last
that
laps.
one little, like, literally
More
2-mile
stripes.
pop-up
More
shower.
short fuses. More bumps and bruises.
Pocono Raceway. It was the only shower.
More Lone Star Showdowns. More Heartland Heartstoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat.
Like, what?
Welcome to NASCAR.
Well, I heard there was traffic issues because of that. Like, people didn't get in until like partway through the race.
Just a moment ago.
So that's like making me.
We
I kind of wait even
It's
earlier
really been the
this year. Like, I'm paranoid.
show. Last Sunday, he brought out the caution.
Because I know, like,
Denny
Pocono is
Hamlin
notorious for bad
win the race. Now Larson trying to do, I guess,
Oh, yeah,
his
because it's
teammate
like
last week couldn't
probably
do.
the worst.
But Byron led through the first 2 stages and continued to roll.
Last few years, I thought they did a
Here
pretty
comes
good
the
job.
highlight.
I mean, yeah,
and
but
lap 40 is where Larson
first year,
took
well,
the lead
2024 they
from his
did.
teammate and pole sitter.
Like, we had a pretty
Remember, he
good, not
dominated
a
last fall.
terrible
Stage
experience. I
one,
mean, I remember we
stage
still
two.
sat there for a
Not a
while,
whole
so.
lot of action. We've had some hit problems for
But
some teams. Cody
not as
Ware
bad as
and
some
Shane
people.
Van Gisbergen
We got in,
bringing out
like, very
the
early.
caution flag. John Hunter Nemechek lost a wheel. But this looks like an emotional ride for a dominant
Yeah, it makes
driver
me, like,
who's run well
paranoid.
here all weekend in Kyle Larson. Who or what could shake things up a little bit?
Well, I like Ty Gibbs, and you just think about the tough start to the season for the 54 team. Finished in the top 10 last week at Darlington, ran 9th. He ran 7th in that stage. Pitts crew gained him 2 spots. I think he's in a really good position right here, and I don't view Gibbs as a guy that's going to go out and win, but they need some consistency and start building some momentum with that team.
Yeah, the last 3 Bristol races they've wrapped up with green flag racing over the last 120 laps or more. Let's go back to the booth.
Thanks, Chris. Kyle Larson, your leader now. 11 cars took the wave around. Here's a look at who won stage.
the guy on the
today.
right,
Larson
that was
maxing
just
out
there.
with 20. 11
Jamie
drivers now
McMurray,
taking the wave around
2010
to get a
Daytona
lap back
500 winner.
as they are ahead.
See, he
of
didn't
the
win
race
many
leader
races,
behind
but
the
the
pace
races he
car.
won were
Wait,
pretty
pick up
big.
Kyle Larson.
He won, like,
6 of those
Talladega,
drivers
won the
wave
Daytona
around back to
400, the
the
Daytona
lead lap.
500,
Noah
won
Gregson
Indianapolis.
is one of those. Chris Buescher,
Won the All-Star race before.
Jones, also Gilliland.
He got, like,
and
big
Logano
wins,
way
but
back to the lead lap.
No, it's a little kind of frustrating. They didn't get to tear
many.
off all the way off, Kevin.
Yeah, and
he got his first win in
that
his
definitely
second
bothers you
career
as a driver,
start,
but once you get into that rhythm, you
replacing
almost-
Sterling Marlin, who
Yeah,
was
well, it almost
injured back in
disappears.
2002.
It annoys you right now under caution, though.
He was replacing an injured
Something
driver,
like
got a
that,
win.
and you get going, you forget all about it.
And Ryan Preece has a lock on getting his lap back.
It's like it's
He was the
baseball
free
when
pass car
anyone
once again. For the
comes
third
in
time
because of
today.
injury,
Nobody else
they always
has had
have
a
a
free
big hit.
pass.
Yeah. It's like if, remember Ty Gibbs, like, replaced Kurt Busch?
Getting
Like,
set for
imagine
the
he
restart.
won doing that.
Bowman and Larson. Their pit crews punching above their weight. We had them second and third in the group, and they come out 1-2.
All right, here we go. Going back green for
third.
Well, the other
third
car is
and
really,
final stage.
making up some time on pit roads right behind Alex Bowman. That 54 car, Ty Gibbs, now restarting there in third place. Both stops. Got Christopher Bell elected to the
right,
outside.
and
Gibbs
to move up to the second row.
Green flag is in the air.
Here we go, stage 3.
Dini's car rifled around that outside.
Briscoe way up track and loses 3 spots.
Ty gives him Bell. Racing hard. Teammates.
Oh. Christopher Bell battling his teammate for 4th. Whoa, almost wrecked. Same exact spot.
Having a Bell
Briscoe
there.
about lost it. Right in the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, and from a driver's standpoint, you see that clean racetrack. You see you have fresh tires on the race car, and you're just constantly testing that grip to let that car roll a little bit faster, feed it a little more throttle, and it just snaps on Christopher Bell.
And here comes William Byron into the picture. He is a player for the first time today.
Yeah, Bell just lost it.
Right there, just so close.
No contact.
So fast right here at Bristol.
This is all from fifth on back. You saw them getting in the corner door to door or at equal speed, right? And he let off the brake, let that car roll around there, and it rolled right out from underneath of him. Ryan Blaney probably leads the league in numbers of cars passed this year. Boy, Darlington, all he was doing all day was going to the front.
The only one that could all day long.
Yeah, it looks like right now Christopher Bell's struggling with his car being loose. Still loose, yeah.
And here comes Byron. This is only the 9th lap he has spent in the top 10 all day.
He definitely didn't have the qualifying day that he wanted to have yesterday, but William Byron, saw him last week, led a bunch of laps. And when they don't qualify up in the front and have those dominant cars like this, they grind away and they put themselves in position to be able to get closer to being in contention at the end of a race.
Byron came in here with a sizable point lead. In fact, enough that he could take the race off and still be the point leader.
Steady Eddie, baby.
Man, I want every race to be crazy. I want every race to be big wrecks and be crazy.
I know we just talked about him, but got this track position back. We know he's going to be
last 2 years. It's come to like.
Takes me back earlier. I was listening to him a little bit tight. You know, he freed up a little bit with his changes on his car. And more than likely, that teammate of his, Christopher Bell, had the same problem. Maybe just went a little bit too much with his. Look for those cars to be faster later on in this run.
Well, the other thing that's happening right now, Clint, and we're starting to see a lot of shade on the back straightaway. It's starting to shade off the exit.
Probably not my level, because there was a race she would miss from
starting to go in. We talked about 1 and 2 being in the sun all day. And that stuff's got to be wearing out, doesn't it, Kevin? Well, the bottom is definitely going to probably lose a little bit of grip as we get towards the end of this race. But the temperature of the racetrack, the ambient temperature outside, the shade on the racetrack, you're going to have to keep up with this racetrack.
One year
as we're seeing with some of these cars, it doesn't take much to get the handling outside of where it needs to be one way or the other.
I remember there was one race,
taking his car behind
Bristol
the wall,
night race, like the
joining Josh Bullock.
Big race for me, like.
So 37
and she was
cars
just
still
like,
running, and with the wave rounds, 30
her
of
and my
them
dad had
on the
friends
lead
over.
lap.
And
You know,
was, like,
Kevin, it's a good
spending
point.
time with
And
them.
as I heard you say that, typically as a leader, when you dominate a race like Kyle Larson has at 239 of the 279 laps ran, you get complacent. I don't want to change anything. I usually say that. Today, a little bit different. He is moving around because he has to get around this lap traffic. He's been on the bottom. He's been in the middle, on the top, crossing over, slide jobs. He's done it all as he's navigating through lap traffic.
220 laps to go. We're flat out of Bristol with a minimum of caution flags.
I was at a race one time with her, and,
leading the majority of this race.
She didn't like Jeff Burton's wife.
Imagine this is your adorable family. You want to
wife
switch to T-Mobile, but you feel stuck paying off your old phones. Don't be sad, little Kevin. Switch your family to T-Mobile and they'll help pay off those old phones.
She does it even now with her son.
4 new iPhone 16s on there.
She just
Unaware
always
we're using
cries, and they like show the shot of it on
deals, but the other guys are making you pay more.
Crying every time he leaves.
T-Mobile's Family Freedom, our lowest cost to switch, our biggest family savings. We'll give you new iPhone 16s on us. Plus, get 4 lines for $25
my mom
a
always
line.
hated her for that. And so one time at a race, she was like, "Who's in the 31 car?" And I was like, "Jeff Burton." She was like, and she had like sour cream or something on her tongue. And she was just like,
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades wider teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
Yeah. The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks.
God damn, Mark.
Like that.
Come back to Syracuse. Holy shit.
What's wrong with going in circles?
What the fuck
Different
happened?
circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
Honestly, I just agree with my mom there.
Back-to-back wins.
I like his mom's, his wife and Harrison's mom's passion.
Today after NASCAR on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on earth.
No
Like,
matter what
after
your
a
latest
win,
obsession is,
or it was like
Verizon
his
is
first
obsessed
race
with
in
helping you save on perks you love. That's why you can add popular streaming services to your Fios Home Internet plan and save. So whether you're constantly watching your faves on Netflix and Max, streaming iconic stories and live sports across Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, or enjoying YouTube and YouTube Music ad-free, you can add any of these perks for $10 a month each, so you can keep obsessing and keep saving with Verizon.
Yes, double-edged sword hunter who uses methods of the animal.
The Mets had good weather this year. Any rain delays?
Nothing yet. It's been really cold for them in New York, but no rain.
The world, I take it out.
Good.
There was one game they moved up for like 3 hours because it was so cold.
Russell Crowe.
Oh, really?
It was like 42 degrees and like even lower with wind chill. The whole upper deck was closed.
Red Sox played a game at
210 laps to
Fenway
go in the Food City
earlier this
500
week
at
at
Bristol Motor
25-degree
Speedway.
wind chill.
Kyle Larson has made this his playground, leading 252 laps. Alex Bowen's been out front for 39.
Damn, Larson.
Driven by speed, Keanu Reeves versus Cody Jones. An inside behind-the-scenes look at Keanu Reeves and Dude Perfect's Cody Jones dressed to compete in the high-stakes Toyota GR Cup at Indianapolis. 9:30 tonight, Eastern Time on FS1. Well, guys, bad news for our pole sitter. Listen up.
Oh, yeah, it's Keanu Reeves and Cody Jones at Indianapolis Motor Speedway doing something.
I heard it. Start watching him drop positions, and I heard it come by.
Like
You
racing.
can hear it down a cylinder. That is a major bummer. Bowman restarted second. He's now falling to 13. He's about to lose another spot to Josh Berry and maybe Austin Dillon here.
Should have brought him back. He said he would have signed 2 years, $40 million for this. Discounted.
Meanwhile, Chase Briscoe update on Justin Haley.
Why is
started
Pocono
8th and 9th in reverse order.
Yeah,
restarted.
Both of those guys having a solid day. You see that tear off on Haley's car still right in the middle of his vision, but Joey Logano, he's in big trouble right here. One of those cars that did the wave around, and now Kyle Larson has put him a lap down.
He's not the only one. There is a bunch of cars bunched up together right in front of your leader, Kyle Larson. Be patient.
And you said there was 11 wave around?
11 took the wave around, 6 of which got back onto the lead lap, and here's the 34 in trouble, dropping down to pit road, Todd Gilliland. I believe he was one of those cars that took the wave around. Those cars have 75 more laps on their tires than the drivers who stopped at this last one.
Right down the middle, trail.
Gilliland on the back pit has to come all the way around on the apron.
Acuna should play around.
Well, with the way that this race is going right now, we've seen a lot of green flag runs up until this point. So now you're going to see, as you see Todd Gilliland going down pit road.
Acuna's in the big leagues now.
All right, watching from Chris Buescher, thebuildsubmarines.com.
He's shooting right now.
I think he should play him a lap down. This car's starting to smoke. It ain't going to be long, guys.
Was he in the big leagues last year at all? Or?
It's going to grenade soon. He's losing a lot of speed down the straightaways now. Blue smoke, really good, Larry. Yeah, I was watching
They're better defensively, and Beatty has had every opportunity.
He's Lonnie's brother,
you can
right?
get by being a little bit down on horsepower. This is it, as long as it doesn't just completely go away. Todd Gilliland shouldn't be, because of being out of fuel, complaining about fuel pressure. He had last pitted at lap 181.
That's looks like he's got a little bit of tires.
This thing's really starting to lay down.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be long.
Not
I didn't mind
tires,
it so much
exhaust.
until that smoke started coming out the exhaust pipe.
Slowing.
Especially on like at Bristol, when it's, because of the banking, you just don't
Not
lose
coming
a
to
lot
pit
of
road
speed,
yet.
and the corners keep a lot of momentum. Jamie, what do you got?
Yeah, they're talking to their driver, Alex Bowman, right now. They're telling him about the smoke.
Alex Bowman, the pole setter. Jaden's a win pick.
The mechanics up on top of
having trouble right now.
The Larson's team, a number from Byron's team, they're already with helmets on when their 48 driver decides to take that hard left.
I think minimum speed's like 6 something seconds lower than like the average speed or something.
Yogi Berra said, looks like deja
in
vu
between
all
those
over
times, I
again.
guess.
We'll take the script from last fall's race, when Kyle Larson took the lead from Alex Bowman on lap 33 and led almost all the rest of the laps and won. Today, Larson took the lead from Bowman on lap 40, has swept the stages and led ever since. 55 of 250 laps in on this stage 3, and Kyle Larson has now passed Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, and the Silver Fox, David Pearson, to move to 9th all-time in laps led at Bristol.
What a difference a few races make. We've got this 54 car running way better than we started the year, Kevin. He is right there running down the second place teammate of his, Denny Hamlin, in 11 car.
Got cup points now.
Big turnaround for Ty Gibbs.
Cup points are now working.
Well, it's a big organization with Joe Gibbs Racing, and to be able to put the resources, time and effort and everything that goes into turning a team around is not easy. But we've seen this 54 car over the last several weeks be able to put themselves in position to qualify better, to have some decent finishes, which puts you into a different practice group. Now you're at a racetrack where he's had a lot of success in the past of being able to put up results, lead laps, and here we are with 191 laps to go with Ty Gibbs running down, as you see Art Jones right up next to the wall and the debris. But Ty Gibbs doing a great job today.
Watching Kyle Larson lap cars, and Chris Buescher has been able to kind of maintain pace with Larson. Buescher has gone a lap down, but until a lap ago, he was within about 4 car lengths of the race leader. He's dropped back a little bit, but he was like matching Larson's line and moving past slower cars with him. Now Buescher goes to the top of the racetrack, and I guess that'll be the end of that for a while. 188 laps to go.
That's going to be a Bristol record. For like the shortest race. Maybe. I remember one, like in the 70s or 80s, there was like a...
Discover the power of Wegovy.
With Wegovy,
I lost 35 pounds.
Sorry, I beat that one. But...
And some lost over 46 pounds.
And I'm keeping the weight off.
I'm reducing my risk.
Wegovy is the only weight management medicine proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events such as death, heart attack, or stroke in adults with known heart disease and obesity.
Don't use Wegovy with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines or in children under 12. Don't take if you or your family had MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are breastfeeding, pregnant, or plan to be. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or any of these allergic reactions. Serious side effects may include pancreas inflammation and gallbladder or severe stomach problems. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms.
I'll let my gut hang over the plate.
Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Call your prescriber about vision changes, if you feel your heart racing while at rest, or if you have mental changes. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, flu or upset, headache, feeling tired, dizzy or bloated, gas, and heartburn. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight.
I'm keeping it off.
I'm lowering my CV risk.
Ask your prescriber about Wegovy.
We've done illegal things before.
The warm-up beginning of the off-season was about 2.5 hours every day. It's boring, it's mundane, but it's what it takes.
I've seen some starters take 25 minutes to get ready to throw. I've never seen anything like that.
Everything takes patience. There's no instant gratification.
I mean, his routine is boring because it's the same every day. But I'll 100% take boring all day long.
He's throwing 100. It doesn't even look like he's trying.
Brilliance for me is patience, and a lot of the time it's boring. But greatness is boring.
Hands-free Skechers slip-ins now come in Glide Step Max Cushioning, which actually gave me an idea to combine all my favorite sports into one. White eggs, hot! Car path only. Try Glide Step Max Cushioning hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. In unpredictable conditions, pack layers, both for your body and your beer. Head for the mountains.
179 laps to go. Kyle Larson leading Denny Hamlin by 1.7 seconds. However, back in third place, Ty Gibbs is going to be under fire for Carson Hocevar and Ryan Blaney.
Yes, sir. There he is.
NASCAR memory.
Yeah, both of those cars of Carson Hocevar and Ryan Blaney, they were making a lot of speed on the top of the racetrack. As you see Carson go to the bottom now. So if the 54 wants to defend that 77, he's going to have to get up top and make that pace like those guys were able to make.
Maybe like the first few laps.
It's just so intense.
Now, when this top group comes in like this, and we've seen that speed start to be a little more dominant on the top than the bottom, that changes things.
My favorite memory of all time has to be the 2019 championship.
So hard to finish the pass when that grip strip on the bottom has worn off.
Slow cars. Now you got Cody Ware there.
Maybe the
You've got
2015 one too.
On the bottom, and Cody Ware right there, just in front of us.
Kyle won in 2015, but it was controversial because
and that's exactly what Blaney tried to do. Now he's in trouble. Now he's stuck back there behind not only Cody Ware, but
the rule was you had to get a win.
Those guys caught in, Kevin, they were 2.5 tenths faster than Gibbs, running right down around that outside as soon as he tried to
got to like 20.
And those two wide, slower cars
had like 4
wins.
4 wins. Like
yeah.
Well, Mike, what are the nautical
And like he literally won 3 in a row. Like the first guy to do that.
on tires the majority of the day, but they've made good adjustments. So far this run, he's been quiet on the radio, hasn't said anything to the team. Put up 20 spots for
went into the playoffs and won a championship.
Very much so.
Daytona Xfinity race the day before the Cup race. The day before the Daytona 500, he was running the Xfinity race. Got into a big crash. Went, like it was like the right past the start finish line. Pretty much went and hit the turn one really hard. And like really hard, and there was no safer barrier there.
Passed away this week in their memory.
And yeah, he broke both of his legs.
What's the rule now? Do you have to race a certain? Like I know, like part timers now.
So just this year it started. So like, yeah, it was always like you had to be. Oh no, I think last year it was actually just like you had to win a race, and like you'd be in the playoffs. Obviously, besides like SVG in 2023, because you only ran like 1 race. But like other than that, like it was just like you had to win a race. But then before that, it was like you had to be in the top 30 and win a race. And then like now it's like I think it's just like you get in if you win a race, and it's not like just like an SVG thing where you're running 1 race. Like you can miss a race, like if you win a race, like you're still in, but like you lose all your playoff points. So like Larson last year, he missed the Cook 600 because he was running the Indy 500 that got rain delayed, and so yeah, he entirely missed the Cook 600. So this year, like he was able to get in last year, but this year he would get in, but he would lose all of his playoff points. It would just be at 2,000 points. Like it wouldn't matter.
For missing 1 race, like you just have the shits.
Yep.
That's kind of dumb.
No, I agree with it. I agree with that. Like
missing
it's
1?
yeah, if you're gonna miss a race, I agree. Like you get in to the playoffs, but you missed a race. Like your requirement as a driver is to race every race. So if you miss a race, yeah, I think you should still get in because shit happens. But I think it's a fair, like, you know, you forgive all your playoff points. You start with 2,000.
10 seconds back of the leader as you watch from the Cheddars on
a total dominant season. It didn't have like food poisoning on one race.
Speeding penalty back at the end of stage 1 at lap 125.
Oh wait, I think they did say it was for like, except for, like I think like if your wife gets like is going into, you know, labor, but I think you'd still get your playoff points. Yeah. So like it is if like you're sick, you still get it.
So instead of showing you car commercials, we're going to stay right here.
And like, if your wife goes into labor, like, you still need your play off
Toyota all
and shit like that. But it's like the Larson thing last year, where
that was him just blatantly not racing. Like, that one would be understandable.
Well, we're talking a lot about Ty Gibbs. Today so far, it's been a rough start to the season, but finally they turned that page last week and their first top 10 finish. Then they come here to Bristol, they back it up with their best qualifying effort of the year. I talked to Tyler Allen, his new crew chief this year. He said getting the top 10 was a huge relief for this team, just knowing we can do it and seeing that spark. Now they
I'm pretty sure if it was like a thing where you broke your leg and you like were able to race like 7 races, I'm sure at that point you probably would have been in the playoff. But like you missed that many races.
Denny Hamlin just ahead in second, and he's closing on the 11th.
Just like one.
Well, both of those cars are up and down the racetrack. I think as you look at the cars behind them, it'd be best for the 11 and 54 to run up the racetrack. I think they make more lap time.
Oh my God. That's scary.
Christopher Bell, they're back in 7th, along with teammate Chase Briscoe right behind him.
Yeah, we saw Bell a couple runs ago kind of lose the handling of his car, lose the back of the car. Chase Briscoe's having a great day today. He's been able to, and that's what they need. They just need these solid, good, consistent days to be able to run in the top 10, get that consistency, get that notebook of the common denominators that are different from what they had last year with Martin to what Chase Briscoe wants in the car this year.
Tyler Reddick back in 12th after restarting 11th. And Bubba Wallace in 18th after restarting 12th. Here's Luke Reddick as he's working through some of the lap traffic.
And Tyler Reddick hasn't really been much of a factor today. We expect these racetracks where you can run up at the top of the racetrack and make lap time with all the different variables in the racetracks. We would expect more out of the 54 or 45 car than what they've been able to put up today. He and the 23 really.
Had a good shot to win at Darlington, but the car kind of fell out from under him in the closing laps there. So Denny Hamlin in second, leading among the Toyotas, with Gibbs right behind in third. Thanks to Toyota for providing us with more green flag action here from Bristol with Toyota all out. 150 laps to go. Alex Bowman has taken his car to the center of the infield. Engine issue there.
Looks like Alex Bowman's done for the day, or at least done with contention.
Larry, looks like the wave around cars, the cars that took that wave around back at the last caution flag and have 75 more laps on their tires than the cars that stopped. Looks like those wave around cars are starting to pit.
Yeah, Mike, they had last pitted somewhere around lap 182 to 184. If they were full when they last pitted, they should be able to run to about lap 350 to 355. So we're right there right now. This is in the window. All of our leaders that pitted back on lap 258, they can go probably to lap 435, 440. So they got a ways they can run. You don't want to make a green flag pit stop here unless you have to.
So that would include all of the cars in positions 1 through 22 that all stopped at the stage break after stage number 2. The cars pitting now.
Cars that pitted on lap 180 are just now pitting, 170 laps later,
And this is not something that you typically do, have to make a green flag stop at Bristol. Obviously, at the first race last year, they did that, but getting onto the right pit road, you can get a little bit disoriented as to where you are on this racetrack as you get into your rhythm, especially into those long runs. So green flag pit stops can creep up on you trying to get to the right pit road.
Speaking of creep up on you, these cars that are going to have brand new tires when they fire off, we're going to be a lot faster than our leaders, perhaps. Perhaps.
Leaders are still running 1590s.
Okay.
That's pretty much where we took off, Kevin.
Well, we have seen some of these cars, with their fastest lap in Kyle Larson's was really fast, but Denny Hamlin's was 1550, and that was on lap 267. So there is a couple tenths in the tires.
I just saw Ty Gibbs shoot between those two lap cars, and it was like threading a needle coming out of turn number 4. He was hammered down on a mission. That kid, he is going for it today. Now, here's Ryan Blaney, who was part of that battle, currently in fifth. Here's his radio.
My God, guys, 2 outs already?
So you can hear the heart rate in that
Game's going by
car.
quick,
It's
though.
elevated, obviously, not only because it's frustrated. It's been out here a long time.
Wasting good pitching.
Track
Pitching is not going to be that
extremely
good the whole
physical.
season. It's
The
just not sustainable.
banking, the challenges of the bluest
whole
race
game
car
plan
on the
was
bottom.
like have
You
mid-pitching and a good
flat
offense.
out fly around this racetrack, Kevin.
Yeah, I would rather be up on the top of the racetrack when I get into these long rhythm runs. I always felt like on the bottom of the racetrack it was harder to get into a rhythm. So that top racetrack, once I got into a rhythm, it was able to be more repeatable.
There's that move I talked about with Ty Gibbs. It's like, out of my way, I am coming through. Did you hear how fast he got back to the throttle? Not a lot of throttle off time.
Well, you got to go. And we talked about this earlier with Kyle Larson being aggressive in traffic, and sometimes it gets him in trouble, but most of the times it is his advantage. And you see that there with Ty Gibbs being aggressive. Getting that lap traffic. He's got 2 guys right behind him, and if you wait, it checks you up to the point where you might lose a couple spots. There's 3 cars that he's battling with right behind him.
Denny Hamlin's picked pace 1584 out of him, 16-0. He's your leader in Larson. Denny's moved up to the top of the racetrack, right on the wall for 3 and 4. Laying some pretty good lap times down. Maybe he can run him down. There's another one a little bit better. Well, Ricky Stenhouse just went a lap down. Remember, he started on the outside of the front row. Was a contender here early on. That'll leave us just 19 cars on the lead lap.
So, can you do something, please? Oh my God. Nothing bad has even happened.
Imagine Frank right now. Imagine Frank right now. He's probably like made this out to be like worse than like the fucking 2006 LCS.
With 1:32 to go.
You can't be too mad because they're 95. Oh, like they're just. But Frank will make those out to be like the worst. That was pretty complex, so we came up with the catchy line.
He's like, this is worse than 15 game 5.
Yeah, we could have had that series.
Is this here country song about Chili's Presidente margaritas? Just a shameless way to sell Chili's Presidente margaritas? Yup, sure is. Presidente.
What happened in our phones at the table?
Sorry, honey, it's a work thing.
Yeah, work over here too. Got a
Where's
text from
that?
Alan saying your business vehicle is now protected with Progressive.
Just like your home and auto.
The
When'd you text it?
Rangers
I
lost
thought that's what we were
back-to-back
doing.
World Series. It's only the Dodgers.
The Barn
Yeah,
Bar,
2010 and
the
2011.
county's best hangout, just got better. Here's the living smooth with the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light. Welcome to
The
Truck
Dodgers did in
Country.
2017 and 2018.
Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Go beyond the sport with Spectrum News 1. The Toyota Sports Report explores more than just the scores and highlights. With inspirational stories of local athletes, coaches, and teams, both on and off the field. See
Maybe
how
it was my
sports
burp.
impact our communities from a more personal perspective. Only on Spectrum
I
News
didn't
1.
fart.
Exclusively on Spectrum.
Toyota Sports Report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Business extends far outside your four walls, which means you need someone out there you can trust with your fleet.
Okay, fine.
Quickfill
Come
Fleet
on.
Fueling offers volume
Make it.
discounts along with detailed free reporting and no fees. Regardless of the size of your fleet, Quickfill makes managing it a lot easier. Providing exceptional convenience and American-made
No, you
fuels
can't. You
will
did
take
it
care of your fleet so you can take care of your business. Quickfill Fleet Fueling and
You used to
driving America.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
He's a good boy.
Welcome back to the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, where Kyle Larson has led 339 laps, but a lot of action behind him. With Hamlin, Hocevar, Blaney, and Gibbs. Now the top 5.
What's that?
Here's your aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating 100 years of an American icon. It's a Goodyear blimp.
Chicken jockey. They just like everyone's
5th and 6th with William Byron. Behind them is Briscoe, and behind him, Ross Chastain's made his way up in the top 10.
I feel bad for the
Bristol
funny one.
Number of cautions, number of leaders.
In the theater somehow. Probably this fat brown chicken.
Yeah. Said it. I'm going to say it again. 54 lead changes last
Is there somebody at your
spring,
work who has to do a parking lot sweep?
And all it takes is about 15 degrees difference in temperature.
And 2 today.
It's just where they sweep shit off the parking lot.
Light contact right there with the wall from Carson Hocevar.
The more they move on the outside, those marvels, this tire has to go somewhere. There's 20 cars on pit road.
Now here's Ross Chastain. Started 35th. Was all over the track in practice. He and his teammates looked like this was going to be a rough day, but he has scratched and clawed his way up to 8th.
Home then?
Good run. Regan.
Why not?
Well, like you mentioned, Ross Chastain and the job that they have done today with that car. It started off really brutal. They were struggling for grip tight with the nose, couldn't get the rear to turn. Report from Ross a little while ago, it's the best that it's been all day long. Needs a little bit of overall grip is the main thing. And you see the 20 of Christopher Bell on pit road. He had been too loose this entire run, as you guys had noted. They made a swing to try and make it better for this run, anticipating the track to tighten up, but finally too much.
I think it'd be funny to see them meet.
So Bell pitted from 9th.
Should like.
And the way they get around here, he comes back on track in 23rd.
One time at the same time.
2 laps down. Austin Cindric also pitting. Larry?
Yeah, I have no idea why they're pitting, Mike. Again, they were all on pit road at lap 258. Wait, go back racing 265. There's not a lot of fall off. As you see now, also Ty Gibbs hit pit road. They are pitting very, very early. What they have. They should be able to go to at least lap 440.
Maybe just trying to do something different. There's no way that you're going to beat him with the track position that he has, and that's him, Kyle Larson.
Quick game, 5 innings run.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that outside of the strategy is maybe they saw something with their tires where they didn't feel comfortable running any further, as that is 2 cars from the same team. So hard to tell without all the facts, but those are a couple of things that it could be.
All right, we'll endeavor to find out as Ty Gibbs returns to the racetrack. He is a lap and
that's a pretty
down.
boring race.
So the Gibbs cars all coming to pit road pretty much. Jamie.
Just update Ty Gibbs too. He said his brakes were really getting hot before he came
Larson's
in.
pitting.
He hasn't said much. Just earlier, lost overall grip, so they'll be happy to get these tires here.
Kyle Larson is pitting from the lead here. Carson Hocevar takes the lead.
Yeah, Kyle Larson peels off. He comes down pit road as they count him down. He's been happy today. Every time they ask him what he needs, it's just not much. He's been happy with it. Obviously, he's dominated 250 laps, but he gives up that lead as they work the left side here.
Carson Hocevar picks up the lead. Here's Chase Briscoe in, and Ross Chastain from 4th place.
Very nerve-wracking up on that Kyle Larson team right now. This is the only thing that can knock us out of this thing. Be careful here, make no mistakes, and make sure that caution doesn't come out.
Regan.
That was the
You
turning
see Carson
point.
Hocevar on the right side of the screen as they had trouble with the left rear. This is going to be devastating for them. The car had been a little bit too tight and a long pit stop here.
The jack.
I don't
That's
pay
a costly
anyone.
air and a great race car.
I pay H3 on
You
YouTube for
have
my
to dot all the I's and cross
I'm
all
a
the T's
member
on a
of
week-to-week basis and on the money stop right here. But I think a lot of these guys are pitting right now because
They
it's
have a
4 to 5
Thursday
tenths of a second a
episode.
lap. And if you hang
That's
out like
members
William
only.
Byron did last week and you lose the lead and you lose that track position,
Every
you just get
Thursday.
behind.
Chase Elliott in,
today.
along with both
5.
the Childress cars, Childress full-time cars. Dylan and Kyle Busch, little long stop on the left side. For Busch, Josh Berry is in. Justin
I guess I feel
Taylor
like
coming to
sometimes
pit road.
Well, you see the difference there. About a half a track advantage
Sometimes like
to
2
your
and a half.
leader as we see it right now.
Sometimes
Ryan
like an
Blaney.
hour and a half, sometimes like an hour, sometimes like 2.5
Yeah,
hours.
and as we look at that last pit stop right there, I mean, we see some really fast laps from some of those guys coming out of the pits. Chase Briscoe ran his fastest lap. Ty Gibbs ran his fastest lap. So this racetrack has some speed in it. Those new tires do have a speed advantage right out of the gate.
So Larson comes back on track in 7th, Hamlin in 8th. If the caution flew right now, there would be 3 cars on the lead lap. Blaney, Reddick, and Wallace. Keselowski just went a lap down, along with his teammate Ryan Preece. Stenhouse, then Larson and Hamlin.
That's what you're hoping for, right? If you're staying out now, you're in a deficit on lap times, you're praying for a caution, Larry.
That's the only thing they can do now. And you've kind of made your bed. You've kind of made your bed. You need to run it long now.
So Larson, after leading 350, but now 398 laps, trying to work back from 7th place, back onto the lead lap and to the lead once again.
Yeah, you see Kyle Larson going by Jesse Love right there. He's 6 laps down, making his Cup Series debut today. So welcome to Bristol and Cup racing, Clint.
Yeah, and a long green flag runs, right? This race could have drastically been different. I don't want to knock him for being 6 laps down here.
No,
An extremely challenging racetrack under very difficult circumstances. A long green flag runs.
Another double play.
Oh, yes. A lot of learning.
I've kept an eye on him, Clint, and he's been very respectful of lead lap cars, getting either up and out of the way or down and out of the way, depending on what line the car is trying to lap when it's running.
Which also slows you down a little bit, right? So maybe 1 or 2 of those laps probably aren't necessarily legit as far as lap times. I don't want to take away from what he's accomplished today.
Yeah, but to Mike's point, it's just he's very aware of his scenario.
That's what he has to do. His goal today was to finish all the laps, complete this race.
Tyler Reddick, one of those cars, he and Bubba Wallace that we just showed, 2 of those cars that are out there hoping for that caution.
That gap's getting smaller. Not at half the track anymore.
Well, it's about 12, almost 13 seconds first to second. Reddick and Wallace, the 2:23.11 cars.
That was a hanger.
Pretty close together. So these 3 plus Ryan Preece,
I'll see this
which
abuse.
are the cars that have not stopped.
Cancel this man.
Larry,
Twitter, do your thing.
Leaders go.
As long as they were full when they pitted at lap 258, they can go about lap 440, which is another 30, 35 laps from now. Well, that's the plan. That's what we're doing. Hoping for a caution. Can it happen?
Shit,
We've seen crazier things in Bristol.
Dude, I'm gonna literally fucking murder
Only
you.
3 on the wall again.
Like, dude, like, I'm gonna have you in a state where you're just like bloody. Dude, shut the fuck up. Let me explain. Shut up.
Traffic by.
He was in the wall all the way around.
No, I know what you're doing. I'm gonna be a. You're gonna be a.
And you see him running right
where
up
you're
against a lot of times when
where
you're
you're
trying
like
to push that
fucking.
groove up a little bit, sometimes you slip. And we
You're
talked
like
about
bloody.
those marbles earlier. They're right
You're
on the top
delirious.
of that black rubber with right there, and you get up in those, and it sucks you right in.
And it was almost the caution this guy right here was looking for.
So, Larry, the strategy...
You're gonna be bloody and you're gonna be delirious.
Reddick and Wallace with the long run.
And you're gonna be like looking at me like...
And he's the fastest car.
Yeah, I would have definitely done
I'm gonna
something
be like,
totally
no,
different
bitch,
than
you're
the 5 and the 11 and the
fucking
54.
dumb, dude.
That's exactly what the 3 and 4 teams are doing. But they need a caution.
Oh my god! Dude, does Sam anytime someone calls his laptop a crap top?
You're going to cost yourself who knows how many positions as you run this long if you have to pit under green.
So
Yeah, you're gonna be like,
past Ryan
you're gonna be like delirious. You're gonna be looking at me like, can you help me? I'm gonna be like, no, you're just a fucking dumbass. And no one's gonna love you
This
ever.
Larson down too. Keep an eye on that as they're trying to run down your leader, Blaney. Denny's caught him. There was a huge difference between that 5 and the 11. Not so much anymore.
Larson about 0.2 of a second a lap quicker than Blaney over the last few laps.
The top 3 still have to pit.
The top 3?
Yeah.
Oh, so Wallace is actually...
Wallace didn't give Blaney a whole lot of room there. Trying not to go 1 lap down. So
oh my god, you scored!
On the lead lap right
Please
now.
turns, you're invited to my birthday party.
As a couple of cars, Custer and, or rather, Ware and Van Gisbergen limp onto pit road on the backstretch. 3 wide here. With A.J. Allmendinger in the middle. The leader This is going to put Allmendinger 2 laps down.
Well, you see this battle, not for the lead right now, but for 4th and 5th place of the cars that have pitted.
Larry, how did he catch him? He was almost a half a track ahead of that 11. How did Denny Hamlin win Darlington? Half a second faster pit stop.
You've got a problem with authority, Dom.
Thank you, boys.
Yeah, like, you're my bitch. Like, I'm your fucking owner, dude.
Well, we heard Denny Hamlin talk during
with
the pre-race about his mental strategy of how he approaches each run. And breaks
You have
these
problems
races up
with, like, listening
into
to me?
segments and approaches them
You have problems
one
with
or
fucking...
two spots at a time,
What?
one pit
You have
stop at a
problems with
time.
respecting
And that's
me?
what you see when you get to
You
the
have
end
problems-
of these races
you have-
of guys like Hamlin.
You have problems with, like, I'm your fucking owner.
Keep themselves in each the race. So these two guys, they're going to go at it again. We knew both of them were really good here at Bristol, but
Hey, I'm your fucking owner. You're gonna fucking respect me. You're not gonna fucking talk shit to me. You're not gonna fucking do that shit. You're not gonna play sounds. You're gonna...
22-second pit stop. And that's why Hocevar is a lap down. And Blaney is trying to race his way. Or excuse me, Hamlin trying to race his way to the lead. Here is the stop for the 77.
Shut your fucking...
Come around the left side. And it comes off the jack.
You're gonna shut your bitch ass up before I fucking beat the living shit out of you and put you in a state where you're fucking disabled. You're gonna be
and
disabled.
A lot of times, as you see Ryan Blaney running down Tyler Reddick right here. But a lot of times when you run as good as Carson Hocevar has run today, and you get that pressure ramped up, it starts to hurt things that haven't been addressed or haven't been able to be a part of a competitive situation.
You ever seen the fucking, yeah, you remember Obey the Walrus? Yeah, you're gonna be that after I'm through with you.
Mike, just to update the 12 car of Ryan Blaney, over the past 25 laps, I've seen his crew guys get on the wall 3 or 4 different times like they were about to come to pit road. As of right now, they have kind of stepped back. They've put the fuel tank actually in the holder that holds them when they're not planning on the pit. So I don't know what's going on here, but they don't look like they're ready to come anytime soon.
Well, he's only about 2/10 of
Are you trying to fucking stretch this? No way.
Than Kyle Larson.
He can't.
Even though his tires are, what, 140 laps older.
If Blaney last pit at 257, he can't stretch this.
But going back to the 12 car Blaney, he's having trouble with Reddick. Reddick's taking that exit away from him and slowing him down. So both of those cars need to go. Blaney's going to be in trouble.
There's only one car on the lead lap, and it's Ryan Blaney.
Exit back and get his lap times going. Well, no surprise, Ryan Blaney has the best long run speed driver rating of all drivers through 2025 so far.
Yeah, and we watch it week after week. I mean, he's the one that can get through traffic the best. Typically, that long run speed is always there. They've just had so many.
No
things
way,
go wrong,
Brett.
whether it be
You really
engines or
swung.
pit stops or wrecks or whatever it has been. It has
But still,
been
you
this 12
suck.
car, but
And as soon as he passed that 45, went right back, got me a 1598. Larson coming on those tires, only a 1595. Good lap times out of the 12 car on those tires. Larry, what do you got?
right now, though, if the caution
Is
comes
Dom
out in the
high?
next 10 to 15 laps and Blaney's not pitted, he's got the whole field a lap down. Yeah, Tyler Reddick would get the free pass. Everybody else would be forced to take the waiver round and have to stay out.
Oh, a caution would work out for this one. And man, the week that he had last weekend, a heartbreaker at Darlington. He had that, what do you have the lead for about 0.2 of a second?
It wasn't long.
So if the caution came out, Blaney would pit, he'd get fresh tires. Everyone else would wave around. They might start second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth right next to him. They'd just be on worn tires.
That's right. Yeah, when you take the waiver out, you cannot pit and take fresh tires. You go around the pace car, but you cannot come to pit road.
I'm fucking ready to go.
68 laps to go.
No, I feel
Ryan
bad. Chester
Blaney
doesn't
on a
like
lap
that.
by himself. Ready.
He really
Just
hates when
having
he sees
been
people
lapped,
fighting.
comes to
There's
pit
been a few
road.
times where me and Nick have like just
How long
fake
can the
punked each
12
other,
stay out?
and he hates
You'll
it.
see it all as we go back side by side.
Probably felt really scared right there.
You don't give a fuck about you. Look.
NASCAR
NASCAR Cup Series is round.
Making sure I'm okay. Who cares about me? You don't see him when it's just me and him.
You know I beat your favorite driver again, pushing machines to the limit. Unleashing emotions that can't be contained. All in a thrilling battle for the checkered flag.
He doesn't get to see you very often.
The NASCAR Cup Series from Talladega.
Yeah.
From the community in the campgrounds, to the action on the track, there's something for everyone at Michigan International Speedway. Here we go. The green flag will be flying all weekend long, with 3 races and endless opportunities for a good time. Family-friendly entertainment meets race fans' need for speed from sunup to sundown. Kick off summer with a bang and discover why a NASCAR race in Michigan is anything but slow. Get your tickets today at mispeedway.com.
This tax season, do more than just catch up. Spring forward with a free 5G phone with select Straight Talk plans. So you can spring for those new sneakers they need, the unlimited streaming he needs. And with Straight Talk, spring for something you never knew you needed. Spring forward with real unlimited data and get a free 5G phone with select plans on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at
Why is
Walmart
Bristol
and
being
StreetTalk.com.
boring today again?
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance.
Yeah, so
The
Larson will
attention.
take the lead.
The celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Yeah, like last year, the spring race was great, but the fall race sucked, and now this race kind of sucks.
What's better
Could still
than a
get
limited time
stoopy.
deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
As you saw, Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney came to pit road for fuel and tires. That will cycle the lead back to Kyle Larson with 58 laps to go ahead of Hamlin, Gibbs, and Briscoe. Blaney comes out in 9th. And Reddick in 18th. Now, Blaney was 4th before the pit cycle. And comes out 9th here with 57 to go.
Blaney's in 9th.
Well, I think right now it's just going to be a matter of how he can get through traffic and how many laps he can take it.
Yeah, Blaney definitely does have the freshest tires by far.
Speed that those new tires have.
But I don't know how far
he's been able to move.
It's going to bring him. He's 14.5 seconds behind. I mean, he is kind of gaining, but
Denny Hamlin 1.3 seconds back. And here's Hocevar again.
I don't think he'll be fast enough to do anything.
As he is now the first car one lap down, and if there's a caution, we'll have a chance to get himself back on the lead lap. Let's take you around the turn. America's quickest and fastest motorsport, the NHRA. Next from Las Vegas here on FS1. And next weekend,
yeah, drag racing is actually the fastest racing.
The Truck Series is racing at Rockingham.
You got like 320 something.
5 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Tell you what, Mike, our old booth mate, while we were waiting on Harvick to get his retirement out of the way, Tony Stewart, old Smoke, he's going to get him one. I've been watching him. He's getting closer and closer, getting that baby dialed in. You watch. Smoke will be in victory lane.
We're back with NASCAR on Fox in 2 weeks on Fox at Talladega, the world's fastest speedway. And after today's NASCAR race, you can see the sustained fastest motorsport in America.
Stereotypical Americans.
Racing on the streets of Long Beach today on Fox.
We're literally just watching baseball and NASCAR on a Sunday. Yeah.
Well, you see Denny Hamlin hanging around right there behind Kyle Larson, and Kyle Larson has a gaggle of cars right in front of him.
Yes, he does. Look at this, man.
Wow, that's everybody. I'm going to try to keep from going a little long down.
And how many times have we seen Ryan Preece about to be lapped or just have been lapped?
Look how that 11 car comes right back into the picture when he gets stuck in this traffic jam.
I still gotta pay for like my spot.
It ain't over.
NASCAR thing.
Denny Hamlin trying for 3 in a row. Kyle Larson trying to break that up after leading 362 laps so far.
I got no cash.
Pretty dominating performance. I tell you what, you get that thing in clean air, and that 5 car is a rocket ship. Heartbreaker for his teammate. Credit where credit's due. That 48 car, they brought Alex Bowman a fast car, sat on the pole, engine expired, but they knew they were theirs. Kyle Larson has now led back-to-back races at Bristol, and he's led the most laps since this man. Hall of Famer Cale Yarborough led 868 laps in back-to-back races at Bristol, 1976 to 77.
Jesus Christ. Out of 1,000?
One interesting thing looking here that you guys just pointed out is this fastest lap right here of A.J. Allmendinger. He's been able to put himself in that position to get that point. And we talk about, as we watch Kyle Larson right there, we talk about 1 point, and you're thinking, that's not that big a deal. But Kyle Larson lost the regular season championship last year by 1 point. Every point matters, Clint, as much as you don't want to hear that.
Oh, you preach to me every year, starting at the duels in Daytona. And Reddick down a lap after that stop, battling Allmendinger, who is on the lead lap in 9th place. He's the last car on the lead lap. In the last few years, the dominance, especially today, 368 laps. You sit there and watch the Larson car dominate this race, and he's only 1,700 laps led. You look at Cale Yarborough in the 4,000 range. Unbelievable what those guys accomplished back in the day.
Well, you can talk about, as we go back on board with Ty Gibbs here, is he's on the bottom of the racetrack, running 3rd.
We're going to give him our Pods move of the race. Remember that 3 wide where he split a couple of lap cars and said, excuse me, pardon me, coming through. I got to go to the front.
Got to get there while you can. Saw an opening right there, shot the middle, and off he went.
Yeah, he's done a great job of getting things turned back around. This start of the season was as rough could get for him and the 54 team. You know that bothered the old coach. Coach knows how to rally people around. He point this ship back in the right direction. I mean, look at this. Last 2 weeks, right back where we need to be, solid. And Joe Gibbs has 3 of his 4 cars in the top 5 right now, positions 2 through 4.
Rear end with the yellow top 10.
All right, what do you feel like here with 40 laps to go at Bristol? You've run 460 laps on this place.
Well, who am I? Am I Kyle Larson? Oh, you just said I'm lead. All right, I'm sorry. I'm picking you up. I tell you what I'm thinking. Please,
so Larson's
no
not
caution.
race,
No
right?
caution, no
What?
caution.
Larson's not
I'm super happy with my car. If I'm Denny Hamlin, I want a caution. If I'm Blaney, I'm sick that the caution didn't come out.
Well, for the most drivers, I think if you're not those guys that you're talking about,
I don't think there's going to be a caution, honestly.
You're talking to yourself. I need to make sure that I'm focused in rhythm, because at this point in the race, a lot of times you feel like your eyeballs aren't working like they used to start the race, because you bounce up and down and it's so rigid it feels like you're on a sidewalk bouncing around all day.
Forgot what straightaway you're on.
Forgot what straightaway you're on. So the fatigue that falls in at this point in the race on these long runs is at a pretty high level.
All right, we're going to give you a second to rest with our last side-by-side commercial. 34 laps to go in the Kyle Larson Bond at Bristol.
After starting the season with back-to-back wins, Alex Palou looks to stay perfect as the IndyCar Series pulls into Long Beach. Today, after Nascar on Fox, welcome to the fastest racing on earth.
Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers battle Corey Seager and the Rangers, or Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals take on Juan Soto and the Mets. Saturday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
Motorsports isn't complicated. It's made up of races where you go as fast as you can, as best as you can, as sideways as you can, and whatever this is. Our team, Toyota Gazoo Racing. We make some seriously fast cars. This one, and this one, definitely this one. And they all have great drivers, ones that win, like win a lot. Look at all these legends. The hottest drivers right now are him, her, and this guy. They're all part of a big, happy family of speed demons. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Rory never thought she would live out her dream. Then one day, she did. You were made to chase your passions. We were made to put them in a package.
Welcome back to Papa John's. I find other things in life, like ordering more to save more off the Papa Pairings menu. It's all $6.99. You've got a brownie.
Why are you whispering?
28 laps
We're
to
making
go.
new Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Liberty. Liberty. Nice try, kid. Only pay for what you need.
What are they talking about?
Welcome
So it was
to
a
more where
grounder.
that came from.
And Taylor
More
turned to second, but didn't
back-to-backs.
slide.
More epic last laps. More stripes. More short
I don't know how
fuses.
and why he didn't
More
slide.
bumps and bruises. More
More
Lone Star Showdowns. More Heartland Heartstoppers. Welcome to the edge of your seat. Welcome to NASCAR.
25 laps to go here in Bristol. A weekend off, and then we go to Talladega. Join us for the Jack Links 500 pre-race, 1:30 Eastern on FS1. Continuing at 2 on Fox, and the green flag on Fox at 3 p.m. Eastern Sunday, April 27th. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, separated by 1.2 seconds. Hamlin that lap half a tenth quicker than Larson, but just 23 laps.
Another extremely boring race.
It
I'm not
really
gonna lie.
just comes down to the lap traffic. When he gets
I love
the
NASCAR.
traffic,
This
Kevin
race
gets slowed up a little bit,
fucking
clean air, he can manage it, but all it
I mean, I
takes
guess
is
it
one
still
slip
could
up,
be
and
good.
one slip up could
You know,
be
if the
the
finish is
front
good,
leader Larson. Eric Jones has bounced
I'll
off
be
the
happy,
wall
but
at least 12 times, and he's right in front of him. Larson probably a good move to be on the bottom there.
I mean, I don't. The thing is, I don't care what happens in the race. Like, we could wait under 7 hours on a
right there off of turn 2. We saw
If
the
the
lap
finish is
before
good,
off
I'm
of,
happy.
off of turn 4. So
Like,
did it again right
if
there.
the race is boring, I'm happy. Like, if there's a million cautions, but the race, the finish is good, I'm happy.
But right now, his job is to put as many cars in between him and Denny Hamlin. So right now, he's got about 4 cars, almost 4 cars.
You know, as soon as he went to the bottom, though, now the 2 car got right back around him.
Well, that's the problem, right? Like when you're running that top line and then you get the lap traffic and everybody's in the top line, then it just takes you a while. You have to inch by those guys running the top line just a foot at a time, and it takes multiple corners to make that pass.
Larson coming up on Joey Logano again. Logano's going to go 4 laps down. He's had a tough weekend. Got into the wall in qualifying, started 38.
Logano's
Made a lot
going
of
4
gains,
laps
but
down. Damn.
Been a rough day for the defending series champion. Larry, 17 to go.
2024 champion.
Mike, I threw that damn piece of paper away 100 laps ago. It's in the trash. But the trend of 2025, 8 races. We've had 3 overtime finishes. Remember that late race caution at Darlington last week?
Yeah, I don't think today's one of those days, Larry.
Hasn't been one in the last 16. But I like where your head's at. Boy, it could sure change.
Oh, you see the 43 bounce off the wall there again.
It's been a recurring theme.
Yeah. Well, and right now we have a lot of fatigued drivers. We have a lot of guys, that are at the end of their energy level. So if you're going to have a mistake, these are the moments that it could happen.
I'll tell you what's amazing. Go back to Ryan Blaney. Him staying out. We all thought that was a big risk gamble. He was running 4th or 5th right there. And as it cycled all the way back around with all these green flag laps, he was still 6th. Didn't lose much at all. And had a big-time gamble that could have dominated, won him the race in a big way. Didn't everybody a lap down.
So we've had 8 races this year. In 6 of those 8, the last pass for the lead happened with a half a dozen laps to go or less. Not a trend, just a fact.
Still 11 to go here. Very methodical with your lap cars. Have a good lead here. Nice pad behind you. Patience.
2 RFK cars just ahead. Brad moving underneath Chris Buescher, and they got to
looks like we're about to get our win prediction.
Larson's got to go to work here to get by them both. Nope. Buescher slips up the racetrack. Larson makes the easy pass, and now stays on the bottom to go after Keselowski.
Yeah, track them.
Now is actually behind this group for Denny Hamlin.
I think per season, but
Larson
I don't know
has done
total.
most of the hard work, and Denny Hamlin now has to go to work on that group of cars that Larson just worked his way through. So he's going to be able to probably stretch this lead as Denny Hamlin has to work through.
Well, no, I don't have it yet, but I'm probably going to look at it after this race.
He's only got 9 of them on the lead
this week.
I know I have 5 seconds ahead of Ty Gibbs in third.
Because he was my
Larson getting
he was my driver. And then I remember I was
have a look at the right side tires when he goes past.
Yeah.
They buff those yellow Goodyear letters off. That's a pretty good indication. Let's see here.
Oh, he slipped.
Yep. Yeah, he got the wall. Got loose getting in. 7 to go.
Yeah, and
Looks
you
like
don't
got
wanna
a
pull it
bit of a
back,
wall.
but I'm sure Cliff Daniels is on the radio saying, "Hey, buddy, we have a big enough lead here. We don't need to take any more of those chances because
Yeah, I don't think Hamlin's going to
it
catch
just
him.
takes one of those moments to knock a toe link off."
Well, there are still 4 lapped cars between Larson and Hamlin first to second.
5 to go.
What a dominant day. 5 to go. Can he finish this deal, seal it up? And for the second race in a row at Bristol, lead more than 400 laps and go to victory lane. Second place may be in doubt. Ty Gibbs is catching Denny Hamlin. Oh, excuse me, that is Reddick to the inside with that same paint job.
Those monster cars,
Yeah.
they get us confused, that's for sure.
3 to go.
3 to go.
Well, we talk about Kyle Larson and his dominance at this racetrack. And
Yeah, very boring ass race.
You know, hard to pass. You talk about
Sucks for
all the
Bristol,
different
man.
things of whatever
I mean,
you
the
wanna talk
top
about, but he
group
has
did
just
open up.
made
I'm
a
happy
living
about
out of,
that at
going
least,
fast
but
here at Bristol Motor Speedway in another dominant day as we see
know,
a battle
it didn't
for
really
third
mean
place here
anything.
between teammates.
2 to go.
Gibbs and Briscoe with 2 to go.
You know, for Larson, I know he's got to be thinking about this truck race now. I mean, oh, so
White
close to
flag.
the sweep.
Finished second, had a chance to win it. Late caution foiled his chance, or he would be grabbing the
And Kyle Larson coming around.
Twice, sweeping the weekend.
You get a second win of the season. Kyle Larson wins at Bristol.
Tried here, oh, so close.
The goal today
Tom
is a
Sky
win
does it.
for John. In the memory of John Edwards, Kyle Larson dominates and wins Bristol.
Happy for you, Dom.
Denny Hamlin, 2.3 seconds back. Ty Gibbs, a great finish. Edges Chase Briscoe. Ryan Blaney.
So it was about an hour and 2 minute and like 15-second green flag run
Holds the point
in the race.
over Hamlin and Bell.
It's
the 31st career win.
Total race time.
Fifth among
Yeah.
active drivers.
2:38.
Win at Bristol.
2:38.
He's won half the last 6 races here, including the last 2.
Total stream time is 3:16, but
What'd you do for that long before?
I just started it. I just kind of sat
for
there.
Hendrick Motorsports, and 3rd of the season.
Doesn't get any more dominant than that. Got to give it up to the Gibbs cars. Remember that Bowman car was right there in the mix too. Or, yeah, Bowman, but those Gibbs cars, they all have really good equipment this weekend. Put some pressure on Hendrick.
Kyle Larson saluting the crowd with a Polish
Okay,
victory lap
Vientos.
here.
Can you do something, please?
Larson, after winning at Bristol, always gonna do
Parks it
this.
against
I
the
see.
wall in front of his crew. Come out the pit wall.
There you go. Burning it down.
That probably smells like shit.
No, I mean, yeah, but it's also like smells good in a
We
way.
need to find another guy.
It's one of those things that smells bad, but
That's a lot of smoke.
No, because it's like when you're at a race, like it's just like it smells bad, obviously, but like just kind of it's one of those things that kind of like in a way smells good, like gasoline. You know?
No, that's just a good smell. I don't care.
Mother Nature
that might
with
feel good,
sunshine,
but it
and it becomes a whole different race with only 3 caution flags, including the 2 stage breaks.
Well, that was an absolute dominant performance by Kyle Larson, something that we've seen here in the past, and this is just
Here
one
comes
of his
Larson
best racetracks.
after his
Mentioned
win
him
at
trying
Bristol.
to win all 3 races this weekend. He got to 2 out of 3, finished second in the truck race, like you said, but I see
Denny
a lot of
Hamlin gets
emotion for these
second.
guys with the
There's
passing
Cliff
of
Daniels.
John
Here's Kyle
Edwards this
Larson.
week, so.
You know, when Jim Campbell of Chevrolet and Rick Hendrick decided to revive the Cup career of Kyle Larson, it was John Edwards who was put in place, not just to do publicity, but to help Larson and guide him and help rebuild his image.
Larson coming to get the flag.
He is a champion and
Check the
truly a
flag.
big star of this sport. And a lot of that credit must go to John Edwards.
Well, arguably the biggest star in the sport right now. I think when you look at Kyle Larson and what he's been able to do here on Sundays and Saturdays and Fridays and during the week at his high limits sprint car series and everything that he races, dirt late model cars.
Nice.
Indy 500 coming up. Indy 500 coming up. He's just so known by all the race fans all over the world.
Here's Kyle Larson after winning at Bristol.
Jamie Little is with him.
Jamie Little on her birthday.
Kyle, what a dominant performance. You won 2 of the 3 races this weekend, but I just heard you say on the radio, we did this one for John. What did John mean to you, Kyle?
Yep, his PR guy died this week.
He's just a great guy here. So we're going to miss him, but successful weekend here. Wish he was going to be here with us to celebrate, but I know he's celebrating with us in spirit. So, yeah, just a flawless race once again here at Bristol for the 5 team. Really, really good car. That was a lot of fun. You know, however many laps of green we ran there was a lot of fun, and I was pretty comfortable with things, and then Denny came on really strong there before the pit cycle, and then yeah, just kind of kept the pressure on from there. So I knew I had to make some good moves in traffic. Felt like I did a pretty good job there in traffic. Split the middle sometimes when I needed to, so yeah, just a lot of fun. A little bit out of breath, just so high pace here, and heart rate's up. So really cool. Thanks to HendrickCars.com, Chevy, Prime, Valvoline, this whole team. You know, the pit crew. This is their first win with the 5 team,
laps
so
led.
it's gonna be fun celebrating with them. And yeah, just good to be back at Victory Lane.
Cliff Daniels, your crew chief, told me we're gonna have to play in the moment. We don't know what to expect today. Kyle, this was not the race we all expected. What from your perspective, I mean, at what point did you realize this is not going to be a tire conservation race?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, early on, yeah, we were all kind of just riding in line like we did in the spring last year, and I was just trying to keep an eye on the track, and I felt like, you know, it was starting to get a little bit darker on exit, so I was like, all right, that means some rubber's laying down. And then people kind of got the middle working, and then we get back down. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to go to the lead here and pick the pace up, and maybe the pace will help lay the rubber down even more. And it did, and it turned into a normal Bristol track there for us. So really played in our favor. Obviously, having the track position helps a lot. You know, if Denny's in front of me, it could be a totally different story and be really hard to pass him. But glad to stop his 3-beat.
A lot of
we hate
people
to see
left
him
today.
win, so as I'm sure you guys do too.
Really?
But, it's just good to be back here at Victory Lane.
Good to see Kyle Larson get the win, and he does it for John Edwards.
Thanks, Jamie. Is this the budding Petty Pearson rivalry of this century? 2 drivers, these 2, were 1-2 for 251 of 500 laps today. They have finished 1-2 7 times. With Hamlin winning 6 and Larson winning today. Regan.
Well, Mike, Denny Hamlin's bid does come just short for getting that 3rd straight win, Denny. Mike just gave a stat that you and Kyle Larson have finished 1-2 7 times. This is the first time he's come out on top, though. I know you won that 3rd straight, but a good day nonetheless.
Yeah, we really did, but you got to give that team their due, and Kyle his due. Yeah, they just a dominant performance, and yeah, looked like you know, pretty flawless day for him. So it looked pretty easy. It was all I had to try to keep up there. You know, glad we were able to give him a little bit of a run with our progressive Toyota, but you know, this weekend we're all thinking about John Edwards' family, Al Pierce, Shige Hattori. We've lost a lot of great people in our sport over this past week, so our thoughts are with them, and I wish we could have got one more spot, but I just wanted to keep him honest there at the end. That's all I tried to do, but he just was too much to handle.
This 11 car, a lot of speed every week right now, a lot of momentum going into the off week. How nice is that to go into the one off week you guys get this year, knowing how strong it's been?
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a great run here over the last month. We've been really good. Just got to continue this momentum, and it all starts tomorrow. You go back to work and you figure out how you can get just a little bit better.
Enjoy the off week. Thanks, Danny.
All right, y'all.
Jeff Gordon among those celebrating as the Hendrick team races with heavy hearts this weekend.
But there is Xfinity trucks
right now. Switch over to Fox
at
for the
Rockingham,
Long Beach Grand Prix IndyCar race.
Rockingham, North Carolina, which is a track that NASCAR Cup Series hasn't raced
Long Beach. For more post-race coverage, let's get out of Chris Myers and Jamie McMurray.
Xfinity hasn't raced there since 2004.
We are in victory lane, and they're prepared.
But the trucks raced there in 2012 and 13, I think.
For the third straight race, we've had a driver lead 240
they'll be back there next week.
Dominating performance.
So I'm excited for that. But yeah, no Cup race next week, so I'll be live for the Red Sox and White Sox next Sunday. Because I won't have anything else to do, I guess.
His crew talked about his pit crew change their first win adjusting, but he's
yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching today. Pretty boring race. Congrats to Kyle Larson, though. Me and Tom's pick won. Let's go. Yeah, fuck Jaden.
Would like to see Denny win. Denny on our pre-race show, he talked about winning, and
I want to thank you guys for watching. Watch time prediction.
The fans obviously cheered for Larson as he said that, but hey, Chris, it was a unbelievable weekend in general.
I'm going to say 11.
Kyle Larson, as Clint mentioned.
All right.